Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to the live stream. We are here live from St. Louis in USA, and we have the game between Garry Kasparov versus Vishy Anand starting. Garry was analyzing with Fabiano Caruana, but where was Vishy Anand? He was not to be seen. This is his board for analysis. He was doing it with Le Quang Liem 2 days. But today, there you have a handshake. Vishy seems to have changed his routine. And he has come with all the intention here to fight for the full point here. And well, let's see how this game goes, guys. This is going to be super exciting. Let me update the scorecard. It is 3.5 in Vishy's favor and 8.5 for Garry Kasparov. And a warm welcome to everyone in the chat. Guys, I hope that today will be the day when we will see some fireworks here. That will be so exciting to follow. Okay, ready? Guys, there's a special significance of this t-shirt. Can anyone tell me in the chat what it is? And the clocks have started. Vishy Anand with the first move plays pawn to b3. He plays his pawn up to b3. And now let's see what Garry does. Let's look at the starting position. The queen has opened up. The bishop can come here. And the knight can jump in. We have the bishop, rook, knight here. King is on the original square. So, you know, generally how I analyze a chess 960 or a freestyle position is that, you know, yeah, the trivia question of what is the significance of the shirt is that it is actually made by Akhil, Vishy's son. So that's the significance here. So small touch there. So king is on the same place as traditional chess. Bishop and knight also are. Even this bishop, which means that this position has a lot of contours of a normal chess game. You know, you can play like g4, bishop g2, knight g3 and short castle, or you can play bishop b2, knight c3 and long castle. So that's how this could be. Garry's time isn't visible, but that's because Garry hasn't made his first move, guys. The moment he makes his first move, his time will be visible. What is today's format? Well, today's format, guys, is Vishy's trailing Garry by 5 points. And for every win today, you get 3 points. For every draw, you get 1.5 points. And for every loss, 0. Which means there are 4 games today. That means you can make a total of 12 points. So a 5-point deficit is definitely possible to be surmounted if Vishy starts off with a win. We are going to have an incredibly close match. And that's what clutch chess is all about. Day 1, 1 point for a win. Day 2, 2 points for a win. And now day 3, the stakes have risen. 3 points for a win. And you can see Garry Kasparov just completely zoning in. He did not analyze this move b3 with his second. There, Caruana. And today I also have with me my cousin here, Avir, who has just joined in. Hello, Avir. Can you say hi to the chat? He's come all the way from Chicago to here to follow the match, and he's a big chess fan. Are you a big chess fan?
Yeah, I guess.
Small chess fan. Okay. Harshit Bhai will join us. Yes, Harshit Bhai generally writes a message to us and then we send him a Zoom link. So I hope Harshit Bhai will join us soon. Vishy should play clutch chess today. You can see Vishy there, totally focused. And guys, the thing is, this queen is opened up. I believe that Kasparov is thinking about the moves in the center, d5, c5. You cannot play e5 because that's just a pawn blunder. The queen will simply take it. So that means maybe g6, bishop g7 is an option. Many possibilities, but Garry is like taking a lot of time for his move. Sagar, is today the finale? Yes, today is the last day. Last day. Should I put it in the title of the stream that today is the finale day? Let me put that up so that everyone knows that today is the Clutch Chess Legends finale. There you have it. I've added it. So now everything banks on today, guys. What about c5, says Lemon Zoda? Yes, very good suggestion here to push the pawn to c5. Looks like a very harmonious move. You can bring the knight out, pawn to b6, bishop b7. My only thing is, you know what Garry is doing right now? He's trying to be like an architect. An architect is someone who sees where each block is in an apartment, right? Or in a building or in a city. He's trying to look, where will his knight go to? Where will his bishop go to? The other bishop, the rook, the knight, and all of these pieces. So he's thinking in his mind, what if I go c5? Where will this knight go? What about the other knight? What about my bishop? Does it go out from here? Does the bishop come out from this side? Does the knight come out from where? And he's taken already close to what time? And he's shaking his head there. He's not like, he's taken 5 minutes already. Insane. He's down to 20 minutes on the clock. Garry is trying to remember his analysis, says Adarsh. No, not really. Not really. What about g6? I like g6 actually, but the question is, does the knight on h8 like g6? Because after bishop b2, oof, don't do this to me, says the knight. Okay, b3. Where is Garry's clock? Well, guys, Garry's clock will start the moment he makes the first move, but he isn't making his first move. It's 6 minutes. Garry will flag. Well, I don't know. When you don't know what to play as black, just mirror white. That's true, Abhay. That's a very good suggestion. He can even mirror with b6, which is not at all a bad idea. But I believe Garry is trying to punish Vishy's b3, which is not actually any kind of punishment because it's a good move that Vishy has played. In fact, Vishy could have even started with b4 for that matter. The only problem with b4 is sometimes a5 and the queen gets... Oh! Abhay, he has listened to you, he's mirrored it. b6. And he took a total of 6 minutes, 13 seconds for his move because he started off with 25 minutes and 10 seconds. That's huge. Okay, now it's Vishy's time to think. What will he do? Bishop b2 makes sense. c4 makes a lot of sense. g3 makes some sense, but you remember, guys, we don't want to get our knight trapped here. So we don't want to push that. Knight comes out to g3 maybe. These are all the options. 603 says Vinith. No, they start with 25 minutes plus 10 seconds, not 25 minutes just. Jamal says the audio is very loud. Really? Let me see if I can fix it. I think the audio should be okay, guys. Can you tell me if the audio is bad, then I can reduce it. What about knight c3 seems peaceful. Yeah, maybe knight c3 not at all a bad idea to get the knight out, but you want to put your pieces behind your pawns. So you want your pawns to go up in front. c4, d4. Yes, okay hai. I think it is getting distorted. Audio is fine. Cracking a little bit loud. Okay, interesting. I'm surprised that my audio is acting funny. Yeah, because it should be pretty good. Should be pretty fine. Maybe I can put it a little bit away from me. The mics are a little bit not happy with my voice. It's it's too loud. Audio's fine. For me, everything is good. C4. I think, guys, C4 is the move that should be played. We have close to 2000 people joining in, guys. आज तो like कर दो stream को. First like the stream so that more people join in. Today we have to cheer for the guy who hasn't been doing well, Vishy Anand, so that the match is closer. To tell you the truth, it would be amazing that if Vishy manages to make a comeback here. It's not at all easy because he has been facing this tough time against Garry, where he has lost on time in one of the games. So one game he just blundered in 18 moves. So all of this is happening with him. But if he can raise his game today, that's what he needs. Now f4, pushing his pawn forward. The engines do not like it. But who cares about the engines right now? It's between two humans, two legends facing off against each other. Okay, f4. Now let's see what Garry does. Garry is like thinking again. He like Vishy is trying to play certain moves that I haven't thought about. But to tell you the truth, like my setup of choice would be push the pawn to e6, get the knight out here, get the bishop out and castle. That is how I would like. Let's say for example here knight f2, for example, knight g6, g3, bishop e7, bishop b2, and then I can't castle because then you just chop this pawn. Like here castles and then I lose this pawn. So then I have to make this slight f6 move, which doesn't look great. Like the harmony is broken. Like for example, look at white's position now. e4, castles. Black is passive. White is playing in the center. Like just this idea. Oh, he goes f6 already. Garry pushes his pawn to f6. He's trying to limit. You can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to limit Vishy's bishop on this diagonal. He wants to create a square for his own knight. Maybe push the pawn forward. These are his ideas. For all the people who are not aware of Garry Kasparov and Vishy Anand, well, you must go and Google about them. I'm not going to tell you their entire history. It will take me 2 hours to tell you that. But just in short, between them they have over 10 world titles, I believe. And Garry dominated the world of chess from 1985 to 2005 till he retired. He was world number 1. And Vishy was world champion from 2007 to 2013, which means another 6 years, which means that between them they kind of were at the top of the world of chess for nearly 30 years. And this rivalry, they actually played each other in a world championship match in 1995. At that point, there was a kind of rift between FIDE, and Garry had started his own organization called PCA, and he was doing events under it. So he even organized the world championship where Anand was his opponent, and many consider that as the world championship because Garry Kasparov was the best chess player in the world. And you see, when Garry is also talking about the current world championship cycle, you will see him always saying that for me, classical world championship no longer is interesting because the strongest player in the world isn't fighting for the world championship title. And this also comes from the fact of what happened to him back in the day, because he wanted to face again, like he was playing the world championship which was different from the FIDE world championship. And I think in that period you had several FIDE world champions who were created, but yeah, well, Kasparov was the strongest. Only Magnus is above them. They are two of the top 3 best ever, says Brian. Interesting take. What about knight f2, says Arnav? Yeah, well, knight f2 I like. It's a nice cohesive move, getting the knight out. Also like the move bishop b2, just developing your bishop. I also like knight g3 for that matter, because you are putting your pawn on e4. I was wondering how good a move is d3, because you see, you don't want to always push your pawn to b3 and d3, because the bishop can come out from here. Wow, knight f2 has been played. Mehmet Emin, two legends and will be forever. That's true. That's true. I mean, this match is not going to change anything, but for that matter, I'm pretty sure that both of them want to win it, especially because it has such a nice historical significance, and if someone can take this back home, the person would feel really good. I think knight g3, pawn e5, d5, but Vishy doesn't. Yeah, I mean, of course, Vishy wants to push his pawn forward now. But what Garry can do effectively is push his pawn in the center, now d5, and stop e4. Yeah, g3, bishop g2 also possible. He goes bishop to b7. It's a nice move, stopping e4. Humus is Humus sends a super chat. Thank you so much. Love seeing the two greats do their thing. Thanks for the broadcast. Yes, thank you so much. And a big, big shout out to the St. Louis Chess Club, which is currently uh, such a wonderful space. We have done a lot of coverage there in this event. We have shown you some amazing stuff that's happening there, and I would also urge you to look at their live broadcast that they have here. I'm going to put it in our live chat. Official stream of St. Louis Chess Club, and you can actually follow all the action there with commentary by Maurice Ashley, Yasser Sairawan, and James Dash. So that's very cool. Bishop b7 played, and now it's Vishy's time. So the time is kind of equalizing, and you will see how the players are using their time. They're not blitzing out their moves from move 1. They're taking their time in the opening because they have never seen this position before. You will see them using less time in game 2, even less in the blitz games that follow. Two rapid games today of 25-10, two blitz games of 5 plus 3. Knight c3 played by Anand. Very interesting move here by Vishy Anand here. What he's doing essentially is bringing out his piece, but I'm a bit worried about the move d5. I thought d5. Oh, I get it what he wants. To d5, he wants to play knight to b5. That's my feeling. To attack here, this can only be defended with rook d7 or knight a6. Let's say he goes knight a6 to defend this pawn, and then wants to kick it away with c6. But then knight d4. And suddenly you are looking at this very nice square on e6, which is weak. How about g4 h4 says soccer chess? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go on the attack. Will be great to see Magnus versus Garry in future. I don't think that that's going to happen, guys. Um, this game, these players can get back to their shape if they start playing a lot and if they practice a lot. But also, it's clear to me that age does play a role, even if for some people it is a minimal role, but for some it could play a huge role. Also, both of them have so many other responsibilities in life, right? Like Garry is having innumerable things to do. He's also a political figure. Vishy is the deputy president of FIDE, runs the Westbridge Anand Chess Academy. So I don't think that they can compete with professional players. Although Vishy is still doing it, he's going to play at the Global Chess League, which is going to be a huge event. I pretty much think Vishy is going to have a very challenging time facing guys like on the top board like Hikaru, Fabi, Gukesh, who else? Firuja, and yeah, it's not going to be easy. Also, there's like 20 minutes time control there with 2-second increment after 40 moves, so that's tough already. Rakshit Bhai says, dinner leke aata hu. Yes, Rakshit Bhai. Rugved says, what if G5? That looks interesting, Rugved. G5. Not G6, but G5. Yeah, gaining space. Very interesting move. But sometimes, move like F5 can really make your bishop passive. And I think knight C3 is such an interesting move that Vishy has played. It's made Garry think. I think one of the moves that Garry could potentially play is A6, stopping knight B5 ideas. But again, it's new terrain. It's virgin territory for both the players. They don't know what to do here. They're thinking on their own, and that's why they're taking time. 12 minutes already for Kasparov, 18 for Anand. We are missing Amruta's jokes. Yes. Oh, missing it so badly, guys. Amruta's jokes on, like yesterday I met someone who said like, okay, we follow your stream and so on, that's good, but we love Amruta's jokes. And then he even cracked one joke in front of me, like he remembered that joke, and I was like, wow, Amruta, you are leaving behind a legacy like never before. Abhishek Bapat sending a super chat. Thank you so much, Abhishek. Excited to meet you in the Bay Area. Array, on 12th of October, I'll be there in Stanford doing a meetup. Hopefully, we will get to play in the Simul. I'm originally from Mumbai but moved to the US in Jan 21, so I haven't been able to attend any Mumbai meetups. Okay, that would be so cool, Abhishek, to meet you. Yes, Hari says legacy like Vishy and Garry. Maybe slightly different territory for Amruta there. भूख लगी है लेकिन खाने को कुछ नहीं है guys. Even I didn't have proper breakfast today, but Amruta had packed me this what is this, a bhel puri, and so maybe I'm thinking if I can eat a bhel puri today. But let's say, guys, we will eat this bhel puri today if Vishy wins. Deal? Okay, we put it here. Man, this could be unbelievable branding, right? We can do with some food, like, okay, this will eat if it wins. Amruta is in SF. She's in San Francisco. She's not here. I will be meeting her tomorrow. Tomorrow, yes, tomorrow night. So, guys, Bhel Puri is my favorite. So, if Vishy does not win today, I will not be able to eat this pack. Maybe I'll give it to Avir here, who's sitting. Avir, you can say hi, yeah.
Hello.
And Avir, you can eat the Bhel Puri.
Yummy,
But guys, Avir is my cousin here. And Avir, do you have any favorites in this matchup? Can you just say?
Vishy.
Vishy is your favorite?
Yeah.
Nice. What are you eating?
Starbucks.
Do you have one more?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Wow. Can I?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Guys, today Avir is also rooting for Vishy. Let's see, a lot of people today rooting for Vishy there. E3 played. Actually, nephew, yeah, correct. You are my
Yeah.
nephew, not cousin, right? Yeah. He's my cousin's son. So Avir is he loves chess, so he came here to watch, and then he joined me in the broadcast. I was late, and he helped me put up all the wires and the stuff. So now we are doing this together. E3. Vivekanand says, "Are audience allowed in FIDE World Cup in Goa?" No, actually, audience are allowed. We are going to build a fan zone there for people to follow. And we will be putting out, so you can come enjoy the commentary, play chess, meet the players perhaps, and all of that. Yes, there will be tickets as well. Very, I think it will be not expensive. Why did you lose to Levy? Says random XYZ. Well, I think winning and losing is very difficult to control. What is possible to control in general is to put the effort. And I was glad that I put in the effort before the match. I worked seriously, and I hope to put in the effort also in the coming days for my subsequent events. Well, you can sit here. Let Aditya sit there. For me? Acha. Okay, guys. Garry is taking unusually long time. 9:42. Knight f7. He plays his knight to f7. Huh? Oh, thank you, man. Knight to f7, and now Vishy is thinking what to play. And I think a very good idea now is to play g4. I like this move, expanding on the king side. Also, bishop b2 looks good. What about b4, says Rajeshwaran. But b4 would be just a pawn blunder, right? Bishop takes b4. That doesn't look that great. Okay. A lot of comments there in the chat. Now knight f7. I'm wondering what Vishy will do. He has a 5-minute lead on the clock. So clearly he must try to keep a bit of it, not all of it. The position is even, but it's far from settled. It's just 5 moves in. I mean, one could very quickly play bishop b2. But I think Vishy is trying to calculate if there's something special he can do here with g4 and so on. We have Shivasis who says it feels really proud watching you sign the St. Louis Chess Club logo board. I mean, you're a title player and you deserve it, but it felt like someone familiar. Congrats. Yeah, I was also very, very surprised that they asked me. You know, Yasser was there and he was seeing like who are all the title players here. And then they called me and I could sign on the same board where there was Levon, Fabi, Vishy, and all these great players. So yeah, lucky in that sense. But okay, I mean, it's not like I deserve it or anything. Oh, Mahiu Prince says if you'll use Duolingo to learn languages, let's do it together. Guys, do you know that Duolingo now has chess? You can learn chess on Duolingo. Yeah, you were doing it?
Yeah.
Wow. So it's actually quite interesting. I think you can learn it till maybe around 1000 level or something. Aditya, we have a question for you. Where was Vishy today before the game? Was he not analyzing?
Yes, he was in a different room.
Analyzing with Le Quang Liam.
Yes.
So Vishy was analyzing but in a different room. So we couldn't have him on camera. Now Bishop B2 played. Gumat says where to buy tickets for Goa World Cup. We will announce. It will be put up soon. Everything will come. Lot of ideas and all in the next 15 days or so. And we would love to have all of you come to Goa. It would be an amazing event. Gukesh is playing. The pairings are already out. Yesterday we saw, actually today, Vidit was streaming, preparing for his Goa World Cup. I was so happy to see that. Maybe last time, like last year, we could have many Indians reach the quarterfinals. Like we had last year, 4 out of 8 Indians were quarterfinalists in the World Cup. Mohit Kumar says, Sagar Bhai, from where does St. Louis Chess Club get so much funding for the events? Well, it's clear that St. Louis is supported by, I think, many people, but someone whom I'm aware of was on stream yesterday, Rex Sinkfield. He's been the patron here. He has been a huge supporter, and he's someone who has impacted US chess in a deep way. He loves chess and he has a very patient approach towards building this. So it's a very interesting thing. And now, even after, let's say, what, maybe more than a decade of St. Louis Chess Club existing, they are renovating it, making it bigger. It's amazing. Shashank Thota says, I was gifted CBI membership yesterday. Thank you, Sagar Anna. Go Arjun Erigaisi. Let's go. And Ajjubai fan in the chat. Nice to see. Oh, Rahul Yogi Baba says, Sagar, if you remember, you had promoted an app called AirLearn during World Championship of Gukesh. Yes, and from then on, I'm learning German on the app. So thank you for that. Oh, that's so nice to know. That's so nice to know. You use AirLearn as well. Wow. Avir is very good at learning new things. So he uses AirLearn to learn languages. That's so cool. Long Castle played here. Rakshit says AirLearn is built by Unacademy. Oh, nice. Rakshit Bhai with all the tech insights there. Long Castle by Vishy. Oh, this is looking very interesting now. Will Garry also Long Castle? I think it makes sense to Long Castle. Yeah, he also Long Castles here. It's been funny that, in Long Castling, sometimes the rook only has moved, sometimes only the king has moved. I think always we have had this one or the two piece on their square where they would be after castling in this matchup. Nubair in the chat, Sagar bhai, show us some good lines for white. Let's bring positive vibes. Bas aaj jeetna hai. Okay, Nubair. So my positive line is very clear. You see, there's something known as a pawn pointing theory. Play on the side of the board where your pawns are pointing towards. And Vishy, of course, doesn't need to know all these theories. He just has chess inside him. He pushes his pawn to g4. And now one of the ideas, guys, is to play g5 to open up this diagonal. The other idea is to play h4, g5. Let's see what can black do. Let's say Garry is thinking about trying to block this with g5. Could be an idea. Maybe play in the center with d5 with the idea of d4. That could be an idea. But it's already clear that the pressure is on. Vishy is putting up the pressure. He has a nice position built up. Today, Vishy has to be calm, cool and collected. It's clutch time, guys. Clutch time. Let's look at some more lines. d5, let's say. I was wondering if we should push g5 straight away But maybe we don't allow d4, we go knight e2. Then we bring our knight from g3 to h5, putting pressure on these two pawns. Remember, a knight on a rim may be dim, but if it cannot be kicked away and if it keeps attacking the pawns, it could be super dangerous. Let's say, for example, bishop d6, just simple development. Already g5, pawn takes pawn, and now bishop takes g7. If takes here, bishop h3, boom bam, attack coming in, guys. Let's go. So, thanks to Nubair, we are showing you some lines. Nubair Shah Sheikh, one of the top international masters of India, already has several GM norms to his credit, maybe even 3 or 2 for sure, and could be India's next GM very soon. Himang Ghosh, arey boom bam, let's go. Guys, getting excited. And Aditya Bhai, we have told the chat that today's bhel will only be opened if Vishy wins. Okay.
I don't know if you could hear in the stream, but the arbiter gave a note before starting the game that this castling is very complicated. So you have to make sure that you touch the king and not the rook.
Nice. Because the rook, like in this case today it happened.
Oh, okay.
Because the rook is already on d1. So if you, yeah, because yesterday in one of the games, they didn't touch the king and just moved the rook, which is actually not right. I think one of the players did that. And bishop e7 played, h6, h4, expanding on the king side, and Garry is playing against his g5 break. He's gotten up. I'm pretty sure Vishy can go knight e2. I love this maneuver. I'm in love with it, actually. But before that, I could also play h5. Kind of just taking that g6 square away. Oh, Ninad Desai says possible Vidit versus Faustino Oro in round 2 at World Cup. Ooh. Ooh. But Faustino has to win round 1. Yeah, it's not going to be easy. Because whom is he playing in round 1? Because Vidit is already through to round 2. Burkic. So, not an easy opponent for Faustino. But we'll see. Did you watch the entire footage of Vishy versus Garry 95 World Championship? Yeah. By the way, you know, having World Championships in iconic venues is something really cool. And I hope that next year, if it happens somewhere in India, we can have it in some iconic venue. What would be a very iconic venue in India? I'm thinking about it. Oh, Vishy goes a3. He's calm. He's calm about this. And I think one of the reasons why he's played this is just to throw the ball back to Garry and say, what's your plan? You reveal it. I'm right now happy with my position. And also it's a useful move. Stops knight b4 in some situations. So I like it. Also could be that he could go b4 potentially. And then the queen could come out from here. King b8. Garry is also like, Vishy, throwing the ball right back at you. What do you want to do now? I'm also waiting. Travel with Nikhil Roshan. Hello. Travel with Nikhil Roshan. Sagar bhai aaj pure mood mein lag rahe. Kya baat hai? Rooting for Vishy sir and Bhelpuri both. Hello chat. Please hit that like button. Nikhil Roshan ji, thank you so much for everything and for all the support for all these years. Also for helping us in many different ways in Chessbase India. Sagar bhai, do you think chess players to learn and improve chess, we shall promote students to play more chess 960? As a coach, I feel young generation are more inclined towards memorizing theory. I do feel that it could be a nice training to include chess 960 as a part of training methods, one of them. because it helps you to kind of, put the pieces on good squares and so on. And Garry is blitzing out his moves. Bishop comes to d3, and now he's put his pawn on d4, d5. Pretty sure Vishy is going knight e2. Oh, I understand. Vishy playing bishop d3 is also a3 was to stop knight b4 to attack the bishop. Because think about it. If he had put the bishop here directly, then the knight would have come and attacked it. So Vishy said, let me prepare it first by pushing, and then came bishop d3, d5, and Garry gets up. This is the part where I'm a little bit uncomfortable. Like, Garry has 5 minutes 57 seconds and he's getting up. And he's trying to put this pressure on Vishy Anand. Fort of Raigad is an iconic venue. Oh, that's nice. Oh, हिंदी भाई, अपने निकलेश भाई, सागर भाई, आपकी ऊर्जा आज अलग अलग लेवल पर है. आज आनंद जीतेंगे भाई. Today also Adi bhai is here. He has worn a t-shirt. I also worn a t-shirt. We both have come to root for Vishy. Special t-shirts. Victoria Memorial. Rakshit Singh is like, you and 5k Indians. Let's go. Guys, do like the stream. Kuch to give away karo. What we are trying to do, guys, is get a signature of Garry and Vishy on one of the boards and then do a giveaway later. We'll do that. Shrija, please host camps in Delhi City too, like you have in Phoenix. There's a huge untapped talent here, but support is a bit lacking. The one in Gurgaon is too far. Okay. Good to know. Bishop g6 played, attacking the knight. Rook f8 played. Knight e2. Guys. Vishy is going here. Vishy is coming to h5 to attack this pawn.
This is Coke Zero if you want.
No भाई, बाद में ले दो. Knight e2. Man, this knight could go here. मजा तो आ रहा है दोस्तों. मजा तो आ रहा है. And guys, we are right now at the St. Louis Chess Club in USA. One of the most iconic venues here. I'm in love with this place. And the link in the description, the first link is to the club. You must check it out. They have 30,000 feet dedicated to chess. Square feet. That's just insane. Knight e2. Love the apartment you are staying in, says Rakshit. Yeah, that was actually the apartment where even Levon was staying when he came to the US first. Yasser has stayed there. Many great players have stayed in that apartment. So we are very lucky to get that opportunity. Lateralus Major has sent $9.99. Arre, thank you so much. Okay, now Garry down to 4 minutes 20 seconds here. Vishy has 7 minutes 59 seconds. And guys, I must bring it on the big board here for you to see. How is Vishy planning to continue this play? So what Vishy is essentially trying to do here for everyone is he wants to go knight to g3 and imagine the knight sitting here. It would be such an irritating knight attacking g7 and f6. So let's say Garry tries to get rid of the bishop here. I can come back bd3. And now I have this plan, this and this. How do you even continue? Garry might have to play in the center e5. And that's a very strong move because if I take, you might think, oh, the pawn is hanging, but no, your knight is hanging on f2. So Garry is thinking about these possibilities. And guys, why is chess 960 so difficult? It's because these patterns are different. From normal play, he goes bd6. And he gives an opportunity to Vishy to open up the position with g5. Will Vishy do it? But there's no hurry. I believe he can also go knight g3. Knight g3 is also a nice move for that matter. It's only the problem is this knight is controlling d4. So if I go here, maybe there is a possibility of d4 coming in with the f4 pawn attack. I don't want to give up this bishop. That would be just sad. Queen d4, bishop a3 check, and you lose the queen. E d4, bishop f4. Oh, ये नहीं करना है. Let's see what will happen there. We need to bring Garry to absolute time pressure, says Nuber. By Nuber, by somehow Garry is playing superb chess in time pressure. I don't know how he's managing, but he's doing it. And he's actually putting the pressure on Vishy, which he said yesterday. He's himself surprised. And g5 on the board, guys. Good move. Takes it. Vishy plays the best move. Edge g5. Opening up this diagonal, and e5 played in the center. Why are you yelling? No, I'm not yelling. I'm just enjoying. Okay, e5. Okay, now the next part, I think what we can do, and my thought is, can we take the e pawn? Okay. Oh, he might take it with the knight, you know. Okay, fe. My plan was to go knight g4 to attack here. But maybe not so sure. Let's see. The best move, by the way, very difficult, is to play knight d3. I think such moves engines alone can play, because you kind of provoke e4, but then you jump knight b4. Your mind of a human is like, okay, come on, like, just what are you doing? Yeah, just giving up a pawn. But then engine looks one step ahead, and human completely agrees with it that this pawn was more important than this one. But to arrive at that is not easy. Travel with Nikhil Roshan says, I think even Vishy sir can hear your commentary. Are nahi bhai. The way they've made this is not even the next room can hear me. That's how wonderful these studios are. Takes. Okay. Best move. Can Vishy find knight d3? I will be floored. No, he plays knight g4, which is a great move. Oh my goodness. I think it's an amazing move. And Vishy is putting pressure on Garry. Let's go. Let's go. Knight g4, attacking here, pressurizing the e5 and f6 pawn. Okay, for Garry, maybe e takes f4. There is some possibility to go this direction. But not so sure if you want to take this, because after take here, knight f4 and also bishop f6 attacking the rook could be dangerous. It's been such a good game. The best move for Garry, which is almost impossible to find, is d4. This is not possible. This is too tough. You know, for, I mean, humans to find, although Garry is a superhuman and could potentially find it. Win gets 3 points today, guys, because it's clutch chess and today is the final day, so the stakes are higher. Garry down to 2 minutes 41 seconds. A move like knight h8 is really passive, right? Like, it's too bad. I mean, I'll just drop my bishop back, and if you try to push me further, I have bishop b5 and my bishop is not trapped. This is weak. This opens up. The queen is suddenly in action. You know, one of the big pain points that black even has is his own queen on this diagonal. It's not well positioned, and I can feel it that Garry is not happy that the strongest piece is not even playing a role, while Vishy is playing with his queen beautifully, creating this battery, which is the reason why you want to play d4 and open this up. Iris says, Sagar bhai, do you think you are diplomatic? I'm not so sure. Mahesh Parab. Arey, Mahesh Parab in the chat. Nice to see. Okay, Garry down to 1 minute 17 seconds, guys. This is getting super intense now. This is not going to be easy. Today it seems like Vishy. Oh! Hats off. Hats off to Garry Kasparov for finding this move, guys. This guy. This is the move that really is going to. What a move. What a move. Really amazing. Love it. Yeah. The main point is that if you take on d4, he takes on f4. And the difference that has happened is the bishop is closed now on b2. It can't move. And yeah, the other question is, can we simply snatch the pawn on f6? Maybe, but then Vishy has to calculate knight h8, whereby he's attacking here and here, which is even still playable in that sense, because the rook does defend the bishop. But somehow this pressure on f4, e3, the knight, bishop, it's all too much. What a move. And you know, it's moves like this that put a doubt in your opponent's mind that no matter how well I play, the opponent is not going to crumble. And Garry is not crumbling. He's playing with this energy. Yeah, exactly, Sagar Singh. You're right. When his time comes down to 1 minute, he starts making all the best moves. What's up with that? What's up with that? What's the best move for Vishy now? Well, one of the moves that Vishy has, which is interesting, is just waiting with King B1. I mean, to make a move like King B1 requires nerves of steel when there is tension, so much tension here between these pawns and this. I think your mind doesn't even go there. Your mind is calculating takes, pawn push, takes, all these different takes. And you don't play that. And he takes on e5. So he takes here. And now the best move for Garry is to take with the knight, which I think he will, because, you know, the reason is this knight is a bit passive, and the moment it comes to e5, it also hits g6. And once you take here, pawn takes, and guys, what's the move that should end this game? Oh my goodness, there could be a big blunder, guys. Look at this. It could be takes, queen takes, and it seems like he's dropping a bishop, but the rook is hanging. Okay, this tactic, let's see. Okay, fe, Vishy will take on d4. He's taking the pawn. ठीक है. Pawn up. Garry, if Garry plays knight e7, I don't know what to say. I mean, okay, come on, take this. This is the most human move to take back. Like knight e7, I don't even understand. The engine says it's the best move, but it's like, okay, come on. Giving up two pawns, attacking here, and yeah, he takes back on d4. Okay, ed. Knight takes. Okay, if yeah, he takes. If Garry gets trapped in this, I doubt. That's not happening, guys. That's not happening. Okay, Vishy, come on, take it. There's no other move. Yeah, takes. I don't think he falls for this. No way. No, it's too banal a trick. Okay. Yes, bishop f3. He doesn't fall for it. Bishop e4 he plays. Okay. And I think what Garry is saying is that yes, I'm a pot down, but my play is quite good enough to get the draw, which could be possible. But I think bishop e5 is what is a good move here. Yeah, Badrinath Chess says Garry and his dynamic play. Exactly. He's banking on this activity to compensate for the missing pawn. Manaswini says, who's sitting with you? His name is Avir. He is my nephew. He lives in the US. He's come specially to watch this. And he is playing chess right now. Yes, Navir, very good.
One direction.
Okay, bishop e4 and people in the chat are like, analyze Avir's game, guys. Why right now? Let him play. Let's let Garry and Vishy play, and we'll analyze that. Queen e4. He comes back with his bishop. Bishop to c3 played. We have 7,000 people here, guys. Do like the stream. This could be a little bit of a torture for Garry because he's a pawn down, and Vishy also has 2 extra minutes on the clock. So there's everything to play for here for Vishy Anand. He can go a4, a5. He can bring his rook here. So just press this position, Vishy. This could mean a very, like the match could really open up if Vishy can get this point home. But objectively, the position is drawn. Objectively, it's equal. Close to equal, I must say. Okay, let's start with first tucking your king in. King b1. Do it one step. Like such positions you can't win. King b2. He's doing it one step at a time. Get the king to b2, push your pawn to a4, maybe trade one pair of rooks, get your queen out, and then take it from there. But yeah, this Garry is just too good. He plays bishop e5. Oh, king a2. That's a nice move. Vishy was ready for it, of course. And now if you take queen takes c3. Guys, how many of you think that this game will actually end in Vishy's favor? Garry down to 10 seconds now. Oof, 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 oof. Will he lose on time? Like yesterday, what happened with Vishy? Is there going to be a Uno reverse? Not really. Garry is very alert. He plays queen d4. He's like, Vishy, let's go into a rook endgame. I can hold the rook endgame for sure. Smart choice by Garry. I don't think he's going to let Vishy win this. Garry, the guy who actually held Anatoly Karpov to 48 games, after being 5-0 down in the World Championship match in 84. That's the energy he has, like he doesn't give up ever. I don't know if Vishy believes that he can get a win here, but I doubt. Yeah, personally, I think this is a draw. It's very difficult to press here. So that means that the first rapid game ends in a draw. Vishy needs 2 wins today to come in. It could either be 1 rapid, 1 blitz, 2 blitz games. They are playing 2 rapids and 2 blitz games. Tushar says might be delusional. But I believe in Vishy. He will win today. If he doesn't win, I won't accept the result and sleep. Arey? ये क्या है?
He mentioned delusional.
Yes. Delusional, Tushar bhai. But 4 versus 3 also has some practical chances, I think. Yeah, but not against Garry, right? Like, Garry Kasparov is like this Mr. Chess. He understands these things so well. Rakshit Singh says 0.27% chance to win. Oh, what a nice variation by Nubair pointed out. Rook G F1, black to play and draw. Let's see if you guys can spot it. That's not what happened, but it's a very nice tactical shot here. Let's see how many people find it. Maybe from 8,000 people. Anunad Singh is the first one. Well done, Anunad. And anyone else? Akshay Mohan, Rakshit Singh, Chess with Shankdeep, Adarsh Kumar. Arey wah. Everyone's waking up. Rook takes d3 is the move because this is pinned here. So you can't take with the pawn. If you take this rook, I take this rook. If you take this rook, I take this rook. Nice one. Nubair bhai. Rook g5, rook d6 played. Vishy has 1 minute 33 seconds. Garry is coming in to attack here on the c2 square. Vishy plays b4, takes. What happens if rook c6? Maybe just rook c1, right? I think Vishy wants to push his pawn to b5, clamp these pawns. He goes here. Oh, wait a second. How about b5? Rook e2. Okay. Rook goes to e2. Rook c1 looks safe. Yeah, I don't want to play c4. C4 starts to look a bit dangerous here. Check. King here. I lose a pawn. No, that's not what I want. Vishy goes rook c1 and Garry tries to trade off one pair of rooks here. Yeah, black rook's better placed for sure. Draw incoming, guys. Guys, there will be no king throws here for sure. No matter who wins. Some guy says, will you commentate alone today? No, we'll have some guests joining in. We have Michael Khodorkovsky who's going to join us in between the rounds. He is a friend of Garry Kasparov. He's a grandmaster. He's also the head of Kasparov Chess Foundation. You can say like you see him always with Garry after his games or sometimes before his games, in between his games. He's a very good friend. So he will join. We are also trying to see if we could get some top players who are here to join us. We'll see. And maybe we have a very strong player who could potentially join us. Here. And Vishy has somehow managed to create something more. Oh, we can call Vidit actually. Oh man, that's a great idea. I will ask if Vidit Bhai wants to join for one of the games. Let's see in the next game if he joins us. We'll be very happy to have him. Oh, by the way, Garry's gotten his 2 rooks on the side. Just be careful here. The rooks can come in, can get a bit nasty. If somehow you get your king here and here, Sagar bhai, I'm still in US today. Joining stream today. Aditya, yes, I'm in St. Louis right now. Hey, बंद करके जाओ. Vishy is lower on time. He's 38 seconds. Okay, maybe it's time for Vishy to just call it a day, yeah? Like to try, or should he? I'm not sure. Because check, king c4, attack here, rook b3. Sagar bhai, make some vlogs while in St. Louis. Yes, I will. I have a lot of content. Actually, this full US trip, I can make one vlog. I have many behind the scenes. Amruta has captured them. I have to meet her first. Check. King c4. Oh man, Garry's confused. He's like going for one rook, then another rook, then one rook. Rook a2. Le lo bhai. No, if you take. So it takes. So now there will be no mate at least. But now how to win is the big question. Arnav Bhosle says, I just signed up for the Bay Area meetup. Oh, nice. That's so nice to know. Thank you so much, Arnav. And now this king wants to come up. Okay, just put some doubt in the mind of your opponent, right? Like, just play on and put some doubt. I think personally this game was quite good for Vishy in the fact that he actually put a lot of pressure on Garry. So in that sense, sometimes in these matches it's all about psychology. If you put pressure on your opponent, you start feeling like, okay, maybe the next round would go well. Now he wants to push pawn to c5, so the rook comes and pins this pawn. And Garry is like offering a draw, but Vishy is like, no. And he looks up there. Rook e8. Rook f8. What's happening, guys? Is there going to be a draw, or is there something that Vishy wants to try? Vishy is looking at the screen there. There's a screen up there. I think they were waiting for move 60 to finish. Okay. This was the 61st move. And that's how they drew. Okay. Nice. Interesting game. Knight h8. I think he's talking about knight h8 there. And, well, that's a draw between the two legends. The score now is 5-10 in the favor of Kasparov, because right now the draw is 1.5 points. And they get up from the chair. Wow. Guys, this was intense, this entire encounter. Let me update the score here. This time Kasparov will move to 10 points because they will change sides, and Vishy will move to 5 points. I think Vishy needs to score a win sooner. You can't put it for the last two games. Yeah, that would be a bit too much to hope to win the last two Blitz games. But to win as black will also not be very easy for him. Travel with Nikhil Roshan says, remember my quote, if I even become a GM, I won't make you guess my next move. I will make you doubt your last move. Hare, bye. Travel with Nikhil Roshan. Our lightning kid will strike in Blitz at the appropriate moment, says Nuber. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Let's hope that that comes true. And yeah, we have the arbiters there pouring some water for Vishy and Garry. And guys, this has been a very interesting day. Lot of stuff happening here in St. Louis, and there will be the American Championships that will be coming up next year with all the top players of USA playing. But also after that, we will have the clutch chess, where we will have Gukesh, Hikaru, Fabi, Magnus coming in here. Magnus, his first tournament after becoming a dad. Will be very interesting to see him play. Well, it was a good game. I think the time when things really shifted were when Garry found this move d4, and I think Garry is doing it in style. He's finding d4 here. Such a nice move he found here, and I think that is when Vishy's chances to win this game were gone. Yeah. Iris says isn't Gary's second a lot more experience than Vishy's second? Well, in general, I don't count it as a second. You can call it more like a helper in a way, where they are coming in and helping before the game. And yeah, I can agree that Caruana has much more experience at top level chess, but I don't know like how they chose them. What was the criteria? Was it even planned? I'm not aware of it. Timing for the next round. Well, I think the next round will start in a few minutes. I wanted to actually share a video with you guys. If I have it with me, let me see if I can bring it up. It was the interview of yesterday of Garry Kasparov, and I think it was quite an interesting one. So maybe you can hear him. You can also see a bit of like the way it happened was we are here. There's a studio next door, and the players come down from the top, and then official interview happens. And then I was waiting, and then I went in and I said, Garry, can I ask you a couple of questions? And he thought, and he's like, okay. And then this interview happened. It's actually our first offline, like in-person interview of Garry on ChessBase India channel. So I'll play it and you can enjoy it and see it.
Yeah, so it's 8.5, 3.5 right now. And we've got today was 2 points for a win, 1 point for a draw. So tomorrow is 3 points for a win, 1.5 for a draw. So it's the 12 points. Which are 8 by 5.
Garry, two moves today that stood out for me was your handling of exchange Slav in third game and this knight e8 move followed by f5. I thought these were incredible. It just showed you were in the field.
Knight e8, I was lucky because e4, f6 and pawn on the force hang was a check. So, I mean, I just, no, otherwise I have to resign because I have no moves. But after f5, I think that's Vishy lost this. I was much probably better at one point, but I already was tired and that's fine. That's enough is enough, so don't press my luck. But I was very, very happy was the way. Actually, I think it's the best game today was game 2.
Game 2.
It was yes. Game 2 was very interesting because he played. And then it's a lot of creativity. I think I just found the only defense was a5. That this is, and then it's all. And it probably was much better at the end game. But again, that's just how it was. But it's really good. This is.
Did you like Vishy's c4 move and g4?
No, I think Vishy, yes. I think Vishy is, instead of a4, I think c4 was very strong. That's what I thought. Could c4, dc4, knight 1, d2. And
yes,
I didn't like it. b5, b3, exactly. Queen b6, queen f1. So I think after a4, e5, c4, yes, I thought it's like with some, it's hard to survive. But it's just, yes, but Yeah, I am.
This bishop e4, knight b6. I mean,
This is
it
the
was
only-
so much pressure there.
But this is the only one. That's a5. I have to play. I realize that I have to sacrifice this pawn because and I have to escape. My king must go on a7, and then I go to c. So I already had concept, and that's the. Maybe he could do better because eventually after e4, queen e6, I think black is better already because it's just all my pieces, you know. So anyway, so it's I still feel that I feel guilty for game one. Sorry, it's just.
And last question, Garry, how are you playing so well under time pressure? Like you had 1 minute left, you're finding moves like rook c. Like you're so calm. Is this a lot of work? Lot of work before
I don't know. It's somehow I guess this is that surprised me. This is my main advantage is actually when we go to time draw. I expect it to be the opposite.
Yes.
But somehow I do much better. You know, I don't know. I have no explanation. I just and I feel comfortable somehow. Just I clearly see what goes. So this is what goes where.
Brilliant. Thank you.
There is just one last, if you can kindly sign
Like all?
Where?
here.
The ball.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
don't pitch them.
Which side you want? There. One selfie with the girls.
Girls.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Hey, Garry.
Sorry, I think I was muted there. I was showing you some pictures. I hope you enjoyed that interview. This is the pictures from earlier today where Vishy and Lei Kwong Liem were entering in. He's his helper. He's Vietnam #1. He's also the coach at the Webster University here. So, and then Garry coming in. He's coming in with his manager and friend Michael Khodorkovsky, who's here on the right, and also behind him is, I think, I'm not so sure, maybe a bodyguard. Michael is someone who will be joining us today after second game. And there we see Garry looking absolutely in a killer look there. By the way, I want to give you a tour of this Kingside Diner place, which is really beautiful. We'll show you that. And here you can see Garry and Michael entering in to the St. Louis Chess Club. Yeah, Garry looks like a gangster. Yeah, he comes there, nice hat by him. He does carry his aura. True. And I think the next game should start soon. I think it should start in another 5 minutes or maybe 12. I don't know if it starts at 1:30. I don't think it starts at 1:30. I think it'll start sooner than that. Yeah, Sakar Chess, my hat is back home, unfortunately. I left my hat back home, so cannot come. I cannot have it here, sorry. Yeah, Gary's stare is dangerous. Guys, for all those who are joining in, oh, by the way, there we have the players coming in. Garry Kasparov has taken fort. You have him playing with the white pieces. Guys, get ready. Very important clash now. Get your popcorns out. This is going to be super interesting. Vishy playing with the black pieces in this one. And the clock starting. Let's go. Oh, oh. Gary is like, Vishy, I liked your move, so I'm going to play it against you. That's smart by Garry Kasparov. Smart decision. B6 played and F4 also playing the same move that Vishy did. And I think the problem is these players don't have access to computers or machines or anything. So they have to be on their own throughout the day. It's not like after game 1 they can suddenly look at the machine. And they don't have access to seconds after game 1. So no one can inform them of what's the best way to play. So B3, B6, F4. Yeah, Vidit cannot make it, guys. It's already very late in India. You have to do with me and me alone. Sorry for that. And I love this move by Vishy. It's the best move in the position. He pushes his pawn and I don't know if Vishy actually prepared for it, but now let's go Vishy. C5. We want it. We want center control. C5, D4. Opening up the queen. I think C5. Let's go. Yes. Plays it. E3. Okay. Knight C6 I like. To push D4. Bishop B7 is nice. Bishop F5 is not so great. Oh, actually it's interesting because I hit C2 for the time being. But Bishop F5, H5, Knight C6 played by him. So bishop to B2 played. And now Vishy brings his knight out to G6. Somehow Vishy is playing all the best moves. Amazing chess by Vishy Anand. Oof, loving it. Okay. One of the ideas here for sure is to push pawn to f6 and e5. If f5, by the way, that would be just a pawn blunder because bishop is waiting here to capture it. Next 3 to 4 moves are very important, says Nubair. Rakshit says, I already want to play d4 as black. Actually, Rakshit, your move might not be so bad. But the only problem I see is that if you push d4, it could be a bit too soon and he could pin you here. But as the engine says, it's actually a playable move, d4. So Vishy maybe is keeping that option alive and is deciding. Actually, Garry is getting outplayed from both colors in this position, which is interesting. So SSKGRS says greatness shows when you play such random starting positions and win them. I agree. It's definitely, if you play Fischer Random chess well, you have great chess skills. That's for sure. But some players do believe that it's just an entirely different sport even. It's not just chess. It's like you're playing some different game altogether. That's how many players also see it. So yeah, there are many opinions on that front. Knight g6. If Vishy wins this, by the way, guys, he will move to 8 points because every win today is 3 points. 3 more games to go, with including this one. 2 more Blitz after this. Garry now actually played the opening a bit too quickly than usual. Is getting a bit fidgety there. Maybe there's g4, but I think g4 is a little bit awkward because it weakens the f3 square here. And maybe there is this chance to strike in the center with e5, fe. Just giving up the pawn, but bishop e7 threatening this castles could be super dangerous. Super dangerous. We have Win here. Oh, Win, hello. Thanks for the coverage. Hope to see you in San Diego someday. Yes, Win, bye. See you soon there. If Kasparov wins, then he wins the match. Oh my god. So we've come to this stage where a win by Garry means the match is over. That's a good point. I think the last 2 games will be played out. That's what I feel, Himang Bhai. But let's hope that we don't reach such a situation. A draw here will mean that Vishy has to win last 2 games. Correct. Then the gap will still be 5 points. Ah, 20 minutes for Garry Kasparov. I like this idea of f4, e5, giving up a pawn, going bishop e7 and short castles. Let's say, for example, you go bishop e2, still e5 takes and bishop e7. That's just high class play. If Vishy manages to find this idea, I think it's on his head. He's thinking there. He's not getting up from the board, guys. Look at the expressions here of both the players. Vishy is totally zoned in. You know, to beat Garry is not easy. But he must play out of his skin today. He must kind of get out from this thing that has happened on the previous 2 days And look at today is a completely different day where he is playing quite well. He's playing quite well here. Vin says Sagar places to go and eat in Prague for 2-day trip. Arey, Vin bhai. It's a tough question. Oh, knight c3 played with the idea of maybe Vishy can go d4. Maybe he can also do this e5 business. I'll tell you this one. I forget the name of the place, but there's a Mexican joint there, which is like multiple places. It has the best bowl, rice bowl. Oof. You know, there are these movies where the main, like the characters, have eaten something in their life and then they want to go and eat that, and then the entire movie is made on that. Maybe I can make a movie on that Mexican rice bowl. I think it's a chain. I forget the name, but you will find it. It's there everywhere. Maybe just Google it. Agave also, I think we went. Yeah, there. I mean, in general, Indian restaurants are also nice there. Okay. Khabri Network says you don't go to Prague for 2 days and think about eating. That's true. Yeah, but okay, Vishy. By the way, Vishy left alone on the board by Garry. There are two moves which look really tempting to me. One is d4. I mean, if he takes, I'm super happy with my knight jumping in. Look at this. Knight is active on a central square. Bishop can pop out here. Very good. The other idea is that I can just play e5, and this time I don't even have to worry about this bishop e7 business. I could even, I don't know if I can take here. This is an issue. Okay. And then this is an issue. Yes, d4. Let's go, Vishy. d4 on the board. And can Garry go knight b5? Oh, that's what Garry wants to do. But Vishy is like, hey, Garry, I'll go queen b7. Okay. I think he wants to take a6 because, if I take, you'll take back with your knight. So I go a6. And oh my goodness, this is getting really wild. Good move, Vishy. Vishy's kind of playing like, how do I put it? He's playing uncompromising chess here. He's not backing down from the fight. Let's go. Yeah, he's playing better than last 2 days for sure. Playing like the lightning kid. Let's go, attacking. Come on. I think for Garry, maybe he would have definitely seen d4 because knight c3 is provoking it. And then the knight jumps into b5 or e2. I don't know what, because knight e2 is passive. I'm wondering how to take advantage of this move. Maybe there is this idea of d3 and knight b4, but maybe not because there's knight d3, not pawn d3. So e5, pawn takes. I don't know if he's going to. I think Garry will go knight e2. He'll kind of force Vishy because, guys, to find this idea of bishop e7 is too much. Takes, castles, give up so many pawns. I mean, it doesn't work this way. This is too much. So d4 played. Pooja Mishra says, Sagar bro, why Indian players suffer in shorter time tournaments? I don't think all Indian players suffer in shorter time controls. WhatsApp. got me a set. D4.
Okay.
Nihal Bhai and Ajju Bhai, also like Humpy. Yeah, there are many good players who play well in shorter formats, time formats. But you know, there are sometimes phases when none of the results come well. Like I remember he did play knight e2, right? Yes. Okay. Now is the crunch moment for Vishy, guys. This is definitely the crunch moment. Okay, I'm going to put it on the big board here just so that you kind of get the feel of it. I should change this. It looks weird that Kasparov 10, Vishy 5. Yeah, now it looks better. So, why is this the crunch moment? I'll tell you. Let's look at it carefully. The pawn on d4 is attacked once, twice, thrice, and 4 times, right? And it's defended only once, twice, and thrice. To get the 4th defender is not possible. There is no queen that can come and defend it. Pushing the pawn is impossible because it's here. If you had a pawn on f6, you could play, like, let's just imagine adding these two moves. Black is very happy with e5, has built this very nice center, no problems. But right now you can't do it. So now it's a crunch moment. So for, let's say, for example, if Vishy plays a move that is kind of a bit too simple or passive, like for example, bishop a6, then all of a sudden the position becomes easier to handle with, let's say, some exchanges, trades, and take, and then bishop b5 check is coming. So you can't really play bishop a6. So the move then that comes to mind here, which is super tough, by the way, is e5. And you might think to yourself like, okay, this is like, what's the point? Because now again I'm threatening to take. But now you switch from building a center to the speed of development. Bishop e7, ed, give up another pawn, castles. So now you have all pieces beautifully positioned into the game. And that's what top level chess is like, so difficult that Vishy has to now assess after a long castle, like let's say this position is better for him. But why should this be better for him? He's after all a pawn down. 2 pawns down. But take. And now guys, black to play and win. What's the winning move here? Let's see how many people can spot it. Maybe Avir can also try. Black to play and win. Avir is rated 700 on chess.com. Maybe he's stronger than some of you, weaker than some of you. Black, how can black win this game? No way. It's not a checkmate. You have to win a piece. Yes, we have many people who have gotten it right. Arnab Kumar Malik. Sorry? You want to give a check? P-A-3 check, but I just move my king away. So the move here, and rightly pointed out, is bishop c5, attacking the queen and the knight. And there is no way that the queen can protect the knight because both these squares are controlled by my knight. So in a way, this idea, let's say guys, just like how Garry Kasparov found the idea of d4 in the last game with black, Vishy must find the idea of e5. It's very important. It might well be the most critical moment in the match right now, as we are here. Sakar says, but then queen e4. Oh, then you went ahead as well. Sakar was saying like bishop c5, then queen e4. Oh, nice move, Sakar. Because he's like, if you take the knight, I'll take your queen. The only problem is I take this, and the rook is hanging. That's the problem. Devang Joshi is like, if Vishy finds this, he should play more tournaments like World Cup. Let's see, guys. It's too much. Too much to... The thing is, it's not too much to find one move like this, but to find this entire sequence, to believe that e5, bishop e7 and short castle works here by giving up like almost 2 pawns, that's tough for human beings. Especially when you are 5 points down in a match. Just imagine if it doesn't work. It's done. The match is over. Thank you. Phantom Flake says, do you make educational content as well, Sagar? Yes, the entire channel is filled with many educational playlists. You can go and check 21 days of chess improvement, basic chess opening traps, openings, end games, a lot. I mean, apart from this, apart from e5, knight b4 is one move. I like this move, knight b4, because it puts pressure here, but there's long castle. There's this tricky move, bishop a6. I don't know if Vishy is interested in this. Oh, he's going for some move. Guys, he's going for it. Wow. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, Vishy. Love it. What a move. मजा आ गया दोस्तों. I want to see Garry's expression when he comes back. Let's go full screen. What is Garry's expression like? He will be surprised, you think? Where is Garry? He's already given up like a minute on the clock. Come on. Anand in his right mind today. Yes, Anand has come fresh with a fighting mood. Where is Garry? Guys, that time. Oh my God, he's given up 2 minutes or what? No, around 1 minute. I don't know. He had, when before this move was played, he had 16 minutes 47 seconds. Now 15 minutes 30 seconds. Garry भाई चाय पीने गए नहीं भाई. And Garry's back. He's back on the board and he's thinking here. No expressions. Maybe he expected it. Maybe he expected the move. He's thinking about it. Oof, intense moments, guys. I would say the critical moment of this match right now. How Garry responds to this e5 move, which was absolutely beautiful. The way he played, pushing his pawn forward, and now if pawn takes pawn, if Vishy manages to find bishop e7. Oh my God. Guys, let me eat the bhel puri then. Really. Okay, I won't eat it. But bishop e7 and short castles. That would be the move. $14 minutes for Garry Kasparov, 15 minutes for Vishy. I'm pretty sure that Garry is going to take like roughly 3, 4, 5 minutes for this move. It's not an easy moment. But also, if you think about it, he has to take on e5. Because if Vishy can push his pawn to f6 and build this strong center up, then it would be not much in that position. Rakshit says after FE, NG, E5 is also possible. But Rakshit bhai, what's your plan to E takes D4? because you are anyway losing material, right? So I believe that Vishy, if he says A, I mean, if he goes with knight e5, which is not a losing move by any means, it's playable. But then I think Garry has equality and a decent position. He'll take here, he'll play bishop e2, he'll long castle. Problems are solved. But if you manage to find like this, and short castle, and then d takes c5, you can continue in the spirit of like, just give. It's too much. It's too much. It's you have to play like Mikhail Tal. Basically, you have to channel the spirit of Tal inside you. Actually, I was looking at one of the shorts yesterday on our channel, or no, some other channel somewhere, where Garry had come on Samay stream. He takes Vishy, bishop e7. Can you do it? Not easy, man. Oh, he goes knight b4, and Garry is like, I'm long castling. Oh, knight b4. And Garry gets up and goes, this critical moment. Vishy played it 9, but it's not that he played fast, because when he played e5, he expected Garry to take, and he had the move knight b4 prepared, long castle, and now d takes e3. Okay, the game is still exciting, very exciting. In fact, d takes e3 by Garry. No, rook takes, he takes on d1, knight takes d1. Okay, the main point of contention here is that black is a pawn down, but this pawn is kind of weak, and it's blocking its own bishop. So that's what is happening. But if I can put my bishop on e6, it should be already fine. Bishop e6, bishop e7. Because if he had played bishop e7 and short castle, then such a position becomes really tricky for Garry to play, because of this bishop c5 trick at the end, which we just saw, right? Takes, and but when you play like what you have done now, what Vishy has done, it's kind of made Garry's task slightly easier. And guys, remember, if Vishy doesn't win this game, I mean, if he loses this game, then the match is over. If he wins, great. If he draws, he has to win last 2 games. So, okay, now for Vishy, the question is, what does he do? For me, the most natural move, it seems, is bishop e7. But I'm a bit worried about the move ace e6. He plays bishop e7. I'm a bit worried about e6. Bishop takes e6. Oh, bishop g7 could potentially end the game in Vishy's favor, guys. Black to play and win. Black to play and win this game. What's the winning move? This is the beauty of Chess 960, of Fischer Random chess, whereby tactics are very different in nature. Yes, Bhoot officially. Well done, Ninad Desai, Gurman Singh Show. Yes, a3 by Garry is the right move. But here, queen e4, and there's just no one defending this. You have to defend with the queen, but then I pick up your bishop and mate you here. So a3 is a great move by Garry. He understands that this knight is a very unwelcomed guest here, needs to be pushed back. So if you play knight c6, could be one way. Guys, the game still has some juice. I must say that it's not dull, drab, drawish. प्रीतम चौधरी सागर सर, वो भेलपुरी का क्या हुआ भाई? इधर ही है, किधर है? ओ किधर? हाँ, इट्स देयर, इट्स ऑन द टेबल. Why not queen e4 immediately before bishop e7, says Vidur. Vidur, that's a fantastic question. Vidur is like, why didn't you go and just checkmate here? I think queen b1 and maybe then you continue bishop e7. So maybe including that was nice, but then your queen does get hit later. So I think Vishy made a call that I don't want to venture into this because I see this move. So he just played bishop e7 and preparing short castling. And with a3 now, he's considering two moves, I believe. Knight d5 and knight c6. These are the two moves that he's thinking. Rakshit is like, can we just sack here on c2? It's also interesting because he's saying like, if we sack and give a check and king c1 and bishop f5, isn't there a mate? It's a very good point actually, Rakshit. In fact, Vishy didn't go for it, but you have to calculate like king d2, queen c2, king e1. Nice. And it's pretty complicated, but Vishy says no. And I think he took a right call. He came back. But now Garry has a fantastic move, which is either knight f4 to get his knight into the game and open up the bishop, or g3 with the idea of bishop g2 on this long diagonal. He goes knight f4, another good move by Garry. I think Vishy has to castle. There's no other choice. Nothing to do. Just castle. Nikhil says, how is the commentator sir so brilliant? I've been following you from many days and I wonder I'm already not number one player. Hi, I use engine. Engine is stronger than all players. That's why I can guess their moves. Not because I'm a genius. Yeah, I was talking about seeing Garry on Samai's channel, and there was this very nice thing he had mentioned where the score was 12-11 in the favor of Karpov. I think it was the 1987 World Championship match in Sevilla. And at that point, Garry said that night, the last game, because he was the defending world champion, if he won the final 24th game, he would retain his world title against Karpov. And so Garry got two calls that night. One was from Botvinnik, very pragmatic. He said like, Garry, you've been such a champion of the game. You've already beaten Karpov. So even if you lose, don't worry. Just give your best. You are a champion, and so on. Like, really motivating. And then Mikhail Tal called him and said, young man, tomorrow is my birthday. Give me a good present. And keeps the phone. And it's such a beautiful story, like Garry talking about these two greats, how different approach, to life. Just everything in general. And yet both of them are remembered for who they were. So sometimes I do feel like we are too critical of the way others are. Maybe it's good to accept people as they are, because someone can be a Botvinnik, someone can be a Tal. If Tal tried to be Botvinnik, he would fail. And if Botvinnik tried to be Tal, he would fail. Knight f4 played. It's getting tough for Vishy. I agree. How is queen b8? Soumya says. It's an interesting thing what you want to do. Okay, he takes on f4. He straightens up Garry's pawns. I think it's time to castle. Yeah, castles here. Good move. So Vishy has compensation because he's pawn down, but his pieces are all nicely developed. The queen is opening up here. Maybe the knight could jump at the right moment in the center. The bishop could come out to f5, putting pressure here. The rook can take the open file. But is it... And one more thing which I think Vishy must have thought is, what about e6? I'm a bit worried about this move actually. Because my mind was thinking f6 is the answer you want. But I'm pretty sure Vishy is worried about f5 now, blocking his bishop. I don't know if you want to play such a position. So e6, f6, f5. The other point is that if e6, bishop e6, bishop g7, it's too risky, I agree. I mean, rook d8. I don't know how to assess this position because on one hand you want to checkmate him here, but here black is totally winning after the next move. Which I'm still trying to figure out why that's the best move. Oh. Bishop takes f6. Oh, man, what a variation, guys. This is so tough. Black to play and win. What do you play? Bye. आ रहा है हाँ 2:30 को हाँ उसको बोला मैंने yes rook d1 king d1 and queen d8 taking here. So these are the kinds of tactics that are there. So if Garry gets a... Oh my god, this could be very exciting. This variation, rook d8. Because now I'm threatening knight d4 and you really don't want to give up your bishop. And you know, when you lose a pawn like this in front of your king, you get a bit worried, right? Because your king is all exposed. But somehow, like queen c3 is working because you want to go there. But I jump in. Man, this is sharp. Queen g3 may not work actually. Queen g3 may not work because of black to play, guys. Simple tactics. Simple. Yes, Arnab Kumar Malik. Very quick. Very fast. Knight f5. Rakshit Singh. Deven Tiwari. Scorpion. Shrija. Well done. Knight f5. Boom. You lose. I think e6 would uncork stuff which cannot be controlled anymore. So maybe for Garry, it's better if he doesn't go in this direction. Also considering the match situation, it might be better if he goes for g3 with the idea of bishop g2. But then you go rook d8, bishop g2, bishop b7 with the idea of knight d4. And it is a good question who's better, because it seems like white is perfectly okay. But look at this line, knight e3, knight d4, bishop takes, queen takes, and you will realize that already the queen is entering all these squares, whereas the queen on a1 is passive. So it's because of these lines that actually Vishy does have good chances, and which is the reason why Garry is thinking so intensely right now. So the game is super exciting now, guys. Super exciting. 2000 likes के करीब है दोस्तों. Do like the stream. Do let other people join in. We have 5,000 people. It's close to 12:30 a.m. in India. In maybe roughly an hour or so, this match will end, or 1.5 hours. I'm hopeful that Vishy gets a win in, because right until now he hasn't won a single game in this match. We have had, this is the 10th game, and look at Garry there. He's shaking his head. He's like, I can't calculate everything. I need to see it straight. Yes, this is the position where you need to calculate. And this calculation requires practice. You need to practice it every day, day in and out. But it's not so simple. It's not so trivial. No, he's not. He's trying to look at everything. And also what I feel is that Garry may not look at all the lines, but he understands that this is complicated enough. Let me not go in this direction. And I'm pretty sure he realizes that e6 is too much to calculate. And so he might just play g3. Or maybe some other move, knight e3. I think knight e3 makes a lot of sense. Rook d8. My idea is always knight d4 to get the knight here. Once I get my knight into the position, he has to either give up his bishop, which would be bad news for him. This bishop is super critical. Or play c3, which is like really bad. You know, it blocks everything. So Vishy's moves are simple right now. Rook d8, knight d4, maybe bishop b7 if needed. While Garry has to figure this out and is running low on time. 4 minutes 30 seconds. Sakar Chess says is bishop c4. Oh, nice move actually, Sakar Chess. Bishop c4. Although the engines are not very appreciative of your move, I think it's not a bad idea. The right move now is knight a5, hitting your bishop. And then if you go bishop d3, I could go rook d8 with the idea of taking the pawn and taking your bishop. And then queen joins in. It's power play time, guys. Vishy has 9 minutes 48 seconds. Garry has 3 minutes 54 seconds. And Vishy is calculating hard here. He's calculating all the lines. Zohan Dhawan, thank you so much for becoming backer of Indian Chess. Thank you. All memberships on this channel go to youngsters for their laptop program. Yeah, he goes down to a minute and then plays really well. That's true. That's true. Three minutes, 10 seconds left. Is there increment? Yes, there's a 10-second increment here, guys. He plays bishop d3. You see, he didn't go for something crazy. Very good move. Very good move. These are the decisions which are showing that Garry is understanding stuff. He's looking at stuff. He's thinking about them. Now rook d8. Vishy needs to play rook d8 and knight d4. What else? I mean, I don't see this. Really a lovely move actually. But maybe bishop e4? No. If bishop e4, then I believe that bishop b7 should be good. Because then I go knight d4 and we know this. You see, guys, I'll just give you this one nice point for you. What squares are weak in white's camp? Can anyone tell me what colored squares are weak in white's camp? Light squares, guys. Light squares. Come on. Not dark. These squares are all weak. Light squares. Why are they weak? because the pawns are on dark squares. And remember, pawns can control the color on which they are. And rook d8 very quickly. Best move played by Garry. I'm pretty sure that Vishy can go knight d4 now in the center. And I'm pretty and the best move now is to take the knight. I'm pretty sure you are not doing that as black. Come on. That's not happening. That is not happening. Come on, Vishy, go knight d4. Garry is playing quickly. He has 3 minutes 14 seconds. Vishy has 7 minutes 50 seconds. Swarit says, I want to become as mature as you are in life. Arey Swarit, bye. I don't know if being mature is good or bad. Oh, yeah, I understand why you want to go knight take here. Because after take, there's a threat of taking on b3 and take this. But if you take here, guys, think about it. I can take with the rook. But I can also take with the pawn, opening up the bishop. Knight c4. You want to come here and maybe even give up the pawn. Queen d5. I think very natural. King b2 and then just put the... Wow. If Garry understood all of this, man, then it's too much. He took it. He took it. No, he's playing too good. He's just understanding everything, yeah, like too good. He's playing very well. A real high quality chess. I mean, you can't do much against a guy who's playing great chess, right? You can't beat him. No. No, Soham, he actually calculated when the thing is, he didn't play these moves quickly. The thing is, at this point, he had 11 minutes. He took totally 8.5 minutes for bishop d3. And he saw this line, rook d8, knight e3, knight d4, bishop takes d4. And now Vishy is thinking, but basically, he's saying like, after cd, knight c4, I'm doing well. Like if you play b5, knight d6. And my dark squares are no longer weak. Yeah, he takes with the pawn. No, he's doing so well. He's playing so well. Nuber says still it's much better compared to Fischer versus Spassky 92 match. Yeah, actually, there is a comparable match between this. Like Fischer and Spassky played each other in 72 and then also in 92. Both the matches were won by Fischer. And here you see Garry and Vishy playing 30 years later, not 20 even. But knight c4. I mean, if Vishy can draw this position, I think that would be a good result. Then hope for 2 wins in Blitz. But I don't see him winning this anymore. Anime Clip says 6K watching now. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, the watching has been wonderful, but even more wonderful than all the watching and stuff is the way Garry's playing. I'm impressed. It's one thing to win the match, but it's one thing to really play well. And I think Vishy really played well today. Garry is just holding his own. Swarit says recommend book about being disciplined in life. Not sure which book to start off with. King b2. I could potentially... I don't know which one. But King b2, again, the best move. Maybe books by J. Krishnamurti. I like it a lot. So perhaps that's useful. Maybe a little bit advanced, but could be interesting. Bishop e6. He plays b5 and Garry, without a second thought, takes. and Vishy must take back now. And Garry's better, guys. Garry's better because this bishop on d3 is just too good. f4 is a bit loose. Queen c1. Can I drink? See? Nice. Queen e1. What a move. Again, the best move. If you take here, he's going queen a5 or queen e7. I hope Vishy doesn't blunder this here, because Garry has just made a series of unbelievably strong moves. Entertainment Zone, thank you for your super chat. Random thing says this America's tour is unlucky. Prague finished last in Brazil. India lost final. Vishy losing here. Now I fear for Guki in St. Louis. Well, let's hope. Let's hope that it's not over here. Queen takes f4. And Vishy takes bravely the pawn on f4. Not sure if this move is good or bad. He's taken it. He's biting his nails. It's a bit tensed. Question is, does the queen coming in here really put pressure? Does the queen coming in here put pressure? Because he is hitting the rook and the pawn. I think clearly, I mean, if you look at it objectively, a draw here would be an incredibly good result. Like, for example, queen e7, he plays it. Queen d6, only move, I believe. Otherwise, you are in big trouble. So, queen d6, queen takes a7. Yeah, he plays it. And now, Garry can be pragmatic and take here the queen and take on b5. Or he can be ambitious and chop this pawn with his queen. I think being pragmatic when you're 5 points ahead makes sense. Take, and take this. And the only upside here for Vishy, by the way, Vishy, yeah, Garry got back his pawn. So it's equal material. The only upside for Vishy here is that he has his majority here, 3 versus 2. So he would try to create an extra pawn, but not so sure. But Garry's like, I'm taking the pawn with the queen. I'm attacking one more pawn. Siddhant, how to decide a goal in life and be focused? अरे भाई ये कौन सा super chat है? Why this discipline and focus and all? I think Garry is playing incredibly well. Yeah. Okay, I don't have too many words right now, to tell you the truth. I'm a commentator. I'm supposed to have words to say to describe the moment, but I'm loving the way he's playing. Really. ट्रैवल विथ निखिल रोशन. ऐसी ही सीख किसी को ज्ञान दिलाती है. प्रतिस्पर्धा साधारण को महान बनाती है. मोहरों को छोटा जान के भूल मत जाना. यदा कदा वो रानी बन खेल पे विराम लगाती है. अरे क्या बात है. Guys, Travel with Nikhil Roshan has written a book on these shairis. I think it should be available on Amazon. Nikhil Roshan is his name. You can check it out if you liked it. Enjoy watching the play, says Manohar. Right. True. It's a true delight for chess fans. I was wondering if we can be greedy and take this pawn on h2. But maybe not. because queen b6. I'm actually threatening a mate, so you come back and then take here, and now, I mean, a pawn looks super dangerous. Travel with Ikhil Roshan says the book's name is Kavitalay. Okay, nice. Oh, bd7. He plays bd7. A good move, defending the pawn here. And Garry is ready with his next move. Rook e1. Vishy plays g6. 2 minutes 54 seconds for Anand. 1 minute 22 seconds for Garry. Sakar chess is very, very hopeful that bishop c6 and rook a8 could work. Very nice. Very nice idea, Sakar chess. Bishop c6, rook a8. If it works, it would be too good. King g7. Okay, calmly improving his position. Vishy is also actually playing quite well, right? Like, we have to give it to Vishy. Today has been his best day of play by far until now. He hasn't made any huge errors. It's just that Garry's played really well. And the match is still going on. It's like we are one blunder away from the match getting super exciting or a draw. Or a loss for Vishy. Like, it's over. By the way, what's this move? Actually, bishop f5, does that work? Because bishop f5, look at this. It's tough. Rook e7 is what his idea is. He wants to take here. And the thing is, if you can't take on d3 because f7 is hanging, but there is a very special move, queen f6, that Anand needs to find. Now I'm threatening to take. If you take here, I can even do the intermezzo d3. Anand played his bishop on the other side. He played bishop c6, rook e7. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. Rook d7. Man, Garry's winning now. Bishop d7. He's just winning. b4. I mean, this is over. This pawn is weak. He has a passer here for Anand to create an outside pawn. Will take long time. Guys, this match is getting over immediately. The thing is, bishop c6, rook e7. Vishy had to come back bishop d7 here. And Garry had to go back. And maybe a draw was fine. But this move, rook d7, was bit too... yeah, now it's like equal pawns, but guys, very difficult to continue this game. Queen b6. And he's threatening bishop takes b5. No, it's not this is great play by Garry. Like, guys, you have to give it, like, Vishy tried his best, but Garry's just played so well. Queen d5 and now b4. I think b4 move, he plays it. He's doing this. He's going a4, takes and b5. She's making a queen. There's no time for Vishy. h5. Do we go a4? Maybe it's too much, yeah, to push a4 right away. Queen c5 is game over, yeah. Oh. I'm saying game over a bit too soon. Queen c5. Of course, if you trade queens, this is losing because king comes up and you lose this pawn. It's too far away to create a passer here. h5, maybe queen c5, you have queen d7. He finds queen c5 as well. What do you do against a man who's finding all the best moves? It's too good. Garry can play candidates. Well, I think if he trains a bit more, he can really play like high quality chess. Queen d7, he comes back. I mean, somewhere I feel like the engines are giving this like a huge advantage, but maybe it's not that huge. But maybe it is. Maybe that is. Maybe let's see if it's so easy. H4 was played and F6. With the idea of perhaps G5. I mean, if A4, BA, B5, yeah, finds A4 as well. BA, King A3 he plays. Vishy looking at the move number, perhaps. A4 is just so powerful, yeah. King A3 and now B5, B6. Queen comes in, pawn is pushing forward. This has to be one of the finest games of the match, I feel. F5. Okay, look at Garry there. Can he win this in 39 seconds? B5. Can Vishy somehow create some... Oh, B6 threatening Queen C7. Wow. What a finish this is going to be. I mean, is there any final trick that Vishy can play here? Looks unlikely. Like even if you go King H6, Queen C7 does it. I take, Bishop B7. I try to stop here, but King A4. King is coming and Bishop A6. Is just finished. And the thing here is that Vishy didn't make many mistakes. It's just Garry played really well. I think his move Bishop D3 there. Taking on D4 next 8.5 minutes for that was special. Comes back Bishop C6. And now you could potentially give a check and come here this way. So Queen E5 check and Queen C7 coming in. Check here. King H7. But King H7, Queen C7 is over, right? You have to trade queens and the endgame is lost. Yeah, plays Queen C7 and Vishy resigns. Garry Kasparov wins the Clutch Chess 2025 Legends with this victory. 3 points for him over here, which makes his lead 8 points. Unassailable lead. What a fantastic performance by the legend. By the legend here. He has played incredibly well. Really. And Vishy Anand, well, he can be proud of himself for giving a very good fight today in today's game, both these games. But it's just that Garry came as a much, much stronger opponent today. He found all the best moves. And there you see 13 points to Garry, 5 to Anand. And because there are only 2 more games left, you can potentially score only 6 points, which means that Anand can only reach 11. I think they will play these 2 games. I don't think it's going to not be played. But yeah, kudos to Garry. Like the way he played was insane. Wow. Yeah. Guys, what a win here for him. I think today's game, the most beautiful aspect of this game is that when he played this, it's near the elevator. So when he played castles, I thought Vishy had a lot of hope and chances. But when Gary found like this bishop d3 with 8.5 minutes, I think that was the clincher. And then this. It's too good. Too good. Thakani Mukweho says it was so intense. I really enjoyed the whole game. I agree with you guys. I personally think it was a high quality game. It also showed why Gary, we got a glimpse of why Gary was great, basically. He just played every phase of the game well in this one. Wow. For me, this game just stands out. This game just stands out. Sahanbhuti de do Sagar bhai. Well, what to do, guys? It's part of chess, yeah? Winning and losing. When your opponents are stronger than you, you have to gracefully accept defeat and move on to the next challenge that is there. And I think here the challenge could very well be 2 more Blitz games or they stop the match. I don't know. But the fact that the arbiter is pouring water in the glass means that they are going to play. I mean, otherwise the water would be wasted, right? So, 220. Did you find it? Aditya bhai, will the last 2 Blitz games be played?
Yeah.
Because Gary is the champion already. They will play, right? Kit Fitso says Sagar loves to accept defeat. I don't love to, but I guess you have to, yeah? I mean, chess, the game is so fair, right? There's nothing that you can do. Unless, of course, there's some decision by the arbiter or something that's different. But otherwise, if it ends on the board, it ends on the board. There's nothing you can do about it. Will there be interviews? Yes. By the way, guys, don't go away. 2 things will happen now. Maybe we can ask if Michael is there or maybe he can join. We will have a guest joining in and we'll also have 2 more games that will happen. Yeah, Bhelpuri is gone, guys. Today can't eat Bhelpuri. That's sad, but that's okay. That's part of life. Avir will have it. Avir is happy. He gets the Bhelpuri here. Sorry?
Anand lost, but Gary is good.
Yes. Maybe you want to say something, Avir, about this. How do you take losses? Can you come here and say? He's coming. Oh, okay. Later. And guys, joining us in the studio is a very special personality. We have Michael joining us here. Michael, if you could just come a little bit closer here, people can see you. Michael Khodorkovsky is here. He is a grandmaster. He is the head of Kasparov Chess Foundation, a very close friend to Garry Kasparov.
Yeah.
And I see you, with him after the games, before the games. You must be thrilled at this point. Gary has won the match.
Yeah, he did, and certainly I cannot congratulate him first, as usually, because he cannot leave playing room. But I'm sure I will be one of the first who will congratulate him when he will be coming downstairs after 2 Blitz games. But yeah, as he mentioned yesterday, he got lucky and certain positions, and especially with Vishy kind of losing control of the clock. It was unfortunate, and actually Gary felt kind of disturbed about this. So even today in the morning, he said that he felt guilty to some extent.
He said about it in his interview yesterday, which just goes to show that he is not here as just a pure competitor, right? Like he is wanting this to be a fair fight.
Correct. Oh, well, he considered himself as underdog in this match because he is inactive, and chess, as I just quote Gary, just takes maybe 5% of his time.
Only, yes?
Yeah.
Wow.
and he does this once a year here in St. Louis because he and we all feel obligated for Rex Sinfield and Ginny Sinfield and the club, what they're doing here for the promotion of chess, not only in St. Louis, but in the United States and in the world. So we like to come here. We have a joint programs with the club as well, and it's our kind of, as Gary said, it's duty. What I would say, uh, it's honor to help the club to promote American players, players worldwide, young stars, etc. So we're doing different things, different projects, different programs jointly with the club, separately, but we're friendly. We're doing a lot of good things for chess, for promotion of chess.
You yourself are doing several things. Few that I know of are the two huge ones: the Kasparov Chess Foundation
Yeah,
and also the Grand Chess Tour.
correct.
These are massive projects. Is there anything else also that you are doing, maybe that the viewers can know about?
Well, I'm trying to scale back. It would be good enough. So, and to have my personal life intact as well. Yeah, and as you just mentioned, that we've celebrated our 10th anniversary of the Grand Chess Tour, and
Incredible achievement.
and this is one of the rare uh, project that already last 10 years. As you know, uh, we already announced 11th year.
Oh, it's going to happen. Wow.
So it's going to happen. Our press release already went out. As soon as we finish finals in Brazil, with dates, with all information, you can find, of course, online. And so, as I mentioned at the end of our season 10, if you will, that we finish with the bang in Brazil, because we covered the world in
Right.
10 years on all continents, and it's a new decade, it's new chapter, and 11th year will be with 3 tournaments in Europe:
Wow.
Warsaw, Bucharest, and Zagreb, and then 3 tournaments here in St. Louis, Rapid and Blitz, St. Louis Rapid and Blitz, Sinfield Cup, and the finals will be here as well. So as you could see, St. Louis Chess Club made huge renovation.
Yes,
Now
it's brilliant.
expanded.
So beautiful.
Yes, expanded to a ginormous space, and it would be great to host finals for the 11th Grand Chess Tour edition here in St. Louis, and then 2027 would be another.
I
Another
remember
round.
2019 when Grand Chess Tour came to India was one of the biggest events for Indian chess, because the Tata Steel Chess India Rapid and Blitz was part of it, and Magnus came
Yeah.
in, and there was Hikaru, and there was Wesley. So it was Vishy played there. A
Yeah.
beautiful event.
No, it wasn't Calcutta.
Yes.
It was very good. As a matter of fact, the same year we opened 2 continents. We were in Abidjan,
Yes.
Cote d'Ivoire,
Yes.
and in Calcutta, India, and it was first time then we came to Bucharest. It was Rapid and Blitz in Bucharest, and since then, Superbet and Superbet Foundation not only joined us, but it became instrumental and an integral part of the Grand Chess Tour as a sponsor. and we certainly appreciate right now. As Gary said, if before we had one wing playing, now we have two wings.
Oh.
So one in Europe, one here in America. And listen, maybe one more time we will come to India in the second decade, especially that you have such glorious players, world champion Gukesh and Pragnananda and Arjuna Rigasi.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure you have a long bench of other talents that will emerge, and we will see them soon on our
Yeah.
circuit.
We would love to see them in action even this year. It was lovely to see them playing. What do you think is the secret of Grand Chess Tour being so successful that it has withstood the test of time? It has stayed relevant for 10 years, and it's not so easy to do that in the present era where things are so dynamic.
First and foremost, dedication of the sponsors who committed to this event. And second, the quality of the organization and high level of participants. Not to mention very decent and one of the largest prize fund. So-
Huge, actually.
yeah. So all these components actually make this event kind of events, I would say, stand out. Okay, so we dedicated to this project. Our sponsors are committed, as I mentioned earlier, even for the following years. And as I said, that in 2026, we remain with the same format that we had this year, mainly because next year is very difficult in terms of the calendar.
Because of the Olympiad candidates and World
And World
Championship.
Championship match. So we would like to have top players, obviously playing the Grand Chess Tour, and of course, we understand that they cannot miss events like Olympiad. We don't know yet full roster for the candidates tournament, but it would be known very soon.
Right.
Right. So obviously, those who will be playing there will be unable to play in some tournaments at the Grand Chess Tour. So we need to navigate. So, and obviously, we don't want any conflicts with any other major tournaments. We respect organizers. We respect sponsors, especially traditional tournaments like VKZ or Norway Chess. And obviously, we would like to be like in good family, right?
Wonderful.
So and at the same time, we are planning expansion as well, and 2027 should be lighter year because there will be no Olympiad, no candidates, and no World Championship match. So we will see how it goes. But at least we're already set for 2026.
Beautiful, beautiful. Could you also tell our viewers a bit about the Kasparov Chess Foundation? We see Garry taking fort here. He's going to get into action with his Blitz game here. But if you could tell our viewers a bit about the work done by Kasparov Chess Foundation, because I've seen like many young talents, even Abhimanyu Mishra, who's now such a strong player,
Yeah.
and many
Andy
more.
Woodward,
Andy
yeah.
Woodward.
Yeah.
They are all products of this. Yeah, they have worked with
Yeah.
this.
Yes. Well, again, Kasparov Chess Foundation started program for talented kids a while ago, even before St. Louis Chess Club was established, and we had many students who actually became grandmasters. But since we started collaboration with St. Louis Chess Club, we call this program Young Stars.
Okay.
And first of all, first we had Young Stars Team USA, and players like Sam Sivian, Jeffrey Xon, Caden Trove, A1 Liang, they were part of this program as well. And some of them will be playing, already played,
Yeah,
and will
US
be playing at the
championships.
US Championship, right? And Abhi Mishra also became our students. It was already new generation, if you will. And 2 years ago, he won. He was
Second.
silver medalist at the U.S. Championship. So it was huge success. Now he performed extremely well, almost made to the candidates,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And at the Grand Swiss, as well as Andy Woodward. And so these are new generation of American players. But at the same time, we already for a few years program for European students as well.
Okay.
And for example, Igor Samunenko from Ukraine, or already alum Jonas Bulbier.
Oh, they were also part of the fund. Wow.
Yeah. So so right now we have new generation of European talented kids who are coming. So we provide them with coaching, and Gary and I conducting semi-annual sessions with kids here in the United States. Over the summer, we have session here in St. Louis, and in December we have session in New York City. And one of the sessions for European students we have in conjunction with one of the legs of the Grand Chess Tour in Zagreb.
Wow.
So they have opportunity not only to learn from Gary during those sessions, let's say first half a day, and then they can go and watch elite players playing in the afternoon. And local organizers also organize side events where they can participate. So that's what one of the projects that Kasparov Chess Foundation does. As a matter of fact, we'll be happy if you will promote through your viewers kcfchessacademy.org, its website, that we have online platform for level platform that we offer lectures for students from all over the world of any age, any level. The difference is from other platforms that it's live. So we have live lectures that Gary does, Fabi, Topalov, Levon Aronian, and some other notable grandmasters and coaches. And it's by subscription, but they have opportunity to learn live.
It's amazing.
And if they miss this because of subscription, they have opportunity to watch it later hundreds of times, the same lecture. The only thing, they cannot ask questions directly.
Right. But this is brilliant. I think the work that you are doing through Grand Chess Tour, through the Kasparov Chess Foundation is brilliant. And just spending these 10-15 minutes with you has given an insight into the amount of work you are doing. We have the game that has already begun, the third Blitz game.
So we need to focus on that.
So thank you so much, Michael, for coming here.
Yes, thank you
and
for
giving us
having
your
me.
valuable time.
Thank you for having me, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Guys, Michael Khodorkovsky here. Amazing to have him.
Thank you. Not really. Indian, you have.
Guys, the third game of today has begun. Although Garry Kasparov has won it, it is still you can say, pride points are at stake here. That can Vishy score a win against Garry now? We will see it. And Michael was here. It was wonderful to see him. He's a very close friend of Garry Kasparov. He's also doing some phenomenal work for chess. So it was brilliant. Meanwhile, the game has begun. C4, B6, D4, E6, knight to G3. And we reach this position where, well, it's a very standard, looks like some kind of a Queen's Indian setup with the bishops here and the bishop on B4. Maybe Vishy has kind of loosened up a bit because now there's nothing at stake in a way to win. So maybe he's relaxed and he could be playing pretty quickly and trying to put pressure on Garry. Castles here, and white also castles in this position. Takes on C3, and generally the C4 pawn can become a big weakness here in the position. And 2 minutes 30 seconds for Garry Kasparov, 4 minutes 20 seconds for Vishy. Just need to maybe change the time. Yeah, that's the right way. D6 played. Bishop comes up to D3. And look at Vishy, the speed at which he's blitzing out his moves is amazing. Knight to C6. Garry, of course, would want to win another game here. Knight to C6. Yeah, but I think, okay, score I can definitely reverse. 5 for Vishy, 13 for Garry. Sorry guys, just set it up now. F4 played here, trying to sort of stop the black pawns from moving forward. Maybe black will be trying for E5 break at some point. Not so sure. I just swapped the points and we can win. Okay, nice. Sorry. I needed to change that before the game, but yeah. Pushing D5 forward. This is a great move by Vishy Anand because if you take here, he can take on F5 and Garry does take on D5. Bishop takes F5 on the board. This could result in a big attack. And look at Vishy, just as if he's looking so relaxed. He's hardly taken a minute on the clock. Queen B1 played. Guys, we have a very, very special guest joining us right now. A super GM in our midst. The one and only Hans Neiman is here. Hello, Hans. So good to see you. Yeah, if we can put it back. And guys, Hans, who is here a little early for his US championships, is with us. Hans, lot to talk about, but if we could first look at this game.
Yeah, no, the super fascinating games. I took a. Can I just go from the beginning? I'm just curious to see. It looks like a normal position.
Yeah, it looks like.
So this rook and knight flipped. Imagine you flip the queen and rook. Everything's normal except for the rook and knight. I've had this 3 times.
You already have.
I've had this position 3 times.
Wow.
And so I learned quite a bit about it. This queen is always, whenever the queen's in the corner, you have to pay a lot.
So maybe A4, A5 or something.
Yeah, the thing is that, at this point, playing E3, like B3.
B3 is better.
Because you're actually getting, the queen is because this queen is sort of stuck, so that's probably why that's a good move. Now when you double the pawns, also this bishop is quite bad, because you never really can play E4.
Right.
Yeah, so, sorry.
Yeah.
Go to the live. I don't want to miss the
yes.
live moment.
Well, the thing is, Vishy seems to have been a bit more relaxed now after he And now we reach this position, but somehow it feels to me that
wow.
Garry is playing some incredible chess in this event.
Yeah, he's playing really well. Obviously, I don't know, when I was it's such a special thing that you have them playing after so long, because you obviously the New York Twin Towers, which we don't have anymore, unfortunately. Uh, it's special to see them. I don't know, maybe Vishy and Garry are starting to have flashbacks. Imagine you're sitting at the board and they might just think, oh, we're 30 years back, right? So I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I don't know what the total score is.
Well,
It's
right
probably
now
over.
13 points to Kasparov, 5 for
Okay,
Anand. So he's already won it.
Yeah, okay.
Garry has won
with
it.
2 wins, he gets
Two
6
wins.
games. Yeah.
So he gets 6, he can reach only 11. But look at the time on the clock.
Yeah.
Vishy has 3 minutes. Garry has only 35 seconds.
Yeah, Queen G6. It's not an easy move.
But Queen G6, Queen F7, right?
And then you go back. But yeah, so that's the main point.
Queen G3.
No, to G4 because
G4.
yeah,
The
that's
H5
yeah.
knight is yeah.
But he has time. It was really so sad watching Vishy's time run out when he
yes.
paused. That was so sad. So sad. When I saw the transmission, I thought it was a transmission error.
That it had paused.
I thought it just paused.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't believe that he flagged. But yeah, no, this with the rook's coming, it looks quite
So nice.
scary,
He's played such a good game until now, Vishy. And look at Garry. He has just 28 seconds. And he is kind of looking in big trouble here. Although I can't see the finishing blow here. Can you...
Yeah,
or
it's
what?
on. I think you're just going to go rook f3.
You bring the other rook.
Yeah.
Got it.
A move like, yeah, I would just play rook f3, but I don't. Here, when your opponent's low on time, you should just play rook f3 and without hesitation, because you want to force the opponent to sort of make a difficult decision. Like if I would play rook f3 immediately.
Vishy is taking his time
Because
here.
if you take your time and you get in time pressure yourself, then
you can't find the attacking
yeah,
ideas.
exactly. And then you think, yeah, wait, what?
What?
F6. Wow.
He played
Not
Queen
an easy
G5.
move. It's okay. Yeah, F6 is not an easy move. Thank you. It's
F6
not an
and
easy
you
move.
give up your queen, but you take this queen and you're queening.
Yeah.
You have to be super sharp to spot this. But if
now
Vishy
he's
does,
taking his time.
yeah. If he finds it, it's over. Garry will have to resign, and he
Yeah.
finds it.
Yeah. Wow. And if Queen F7, you have.
I think Hans,
By now
all
it's
that
over.
we needed was you to join commentary. Yeah, his first win.
Good luck. No, good luck, charm.
Yeah, I mean he scores his first win as you enter in.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a game!
The Vishy should have had me as his training partner, as his analysis partner. Then I think
did.
they only did it for the first game, right? Or they
No,
stopped?
they did it for all the games.
Wow.
You actually did offer it on Twitter,
I would have been happy to do it.
right?
I
And I think you really prepared hard for this Las Vegas freestyle event.
I analyzed so many. Basically, what I did is that there weren't that many top level. I analyzed all the top level games in 960, and then I ran out of games, so I started going to I started going to Stockfish's games, and I looked at all of Stockfish's wins with white, and I went through maybe 500 games, and I saw the patterns, how things worked, the coordination, and I learned. So no, in the opening, I feel very good. But maybe next time, maybe 30 years from now.
But Hans, great to see you in St. Louis, and you will be coming back tomorrow. I believe it starts, or day after.
No, tomorrow's the opening ceremony, and then today's the arrival day. But even I was here a few days earlier, and then Monday or the 12th is the first round.
And it'll be a very, very important event for you that you'll play the US Championships.
Yeah, it's my main tournament in America every year. It's a lot of strong players. It's mainly a warm up for the World Cup because obviously the World Cup is the last chance for the candidates. So that's obviously what mainly on my mind. But this is a great opportunity to play against strong players and try to be in good form for that.
And tell us a bit about the impact that these two players have had in your career. I know that Fischer is your favorite,
Yeah.
but Garry and Vishy What has been their impact?
Yeah, I'm trying. I think that I remember obviously Vishy's last World Championship matches. I remember watching his, I think 2013 and 2014. I remember watching this quite closely, and I think Garry. There was a point where I realized that since I didn't have many traditional coaches, that I read through all of my greatest predecessors, and I think this series of books is probably a staple of any strong player. And I learned a lot from those. I read Gary's book, How Life Imitates Chess. Maybe you've heard of it, and it was very interesting how he was talking about how his personality and how his personal life affected his chess, or how he improved, and it made me sort of think about more consciously about which habits I wanted to build, and how those habits um, could affect my chess, or subconsciously and consciously, because Kasparov spoke about how in his personal life, or maybe when he got married, or it can affect we're often thinking as chess players that we should just spend the entire day analyzing the Berlin, and we forget that our personal and daily habits, our lifestyle choices, they have a great impact on how we think, our impulses, our intuition, or things that feel natural to us. So
That's quite deep. Yeah.
yeah,
So
that
what you're saying is, if you decide to be some way in your, let's say, personal life,
yeah,
it could also impact your chess.
absolutely, because I started to realize that uh, as chess players, we aren't. It's actually quite an amateur sport, based on how we prepare, and how if you look at most professional sports, tennis players have a nutritionist, they have a psychologist,
Yes.
they have a coach,
Yes.
they have a team of 5 people catering to their needs, and
Absolutely.
in chess, you don't exactly. Only the players who have the budget or the team and the infrastructure have this support, which
Even they don't really
Exact-
use it well. Many
so
times.
yeah, I realized that it's that we are a reflection of our habits, and our sort of habits really define our character traits. Of course, you can see certain players who are very calm as people and they play crazy chess, but maybe that's just how we perceive them. But I started to think a lot about what type of player I wanted to be, how I wanted to control the game or play the game, and factor that into habits. So I found that, like, building certain habits, um, or reflecting on your personal life or things that are happening, can have a strong effect on your chess. That was the main thing from Kasparov's book that I really remember, and I've yet to read Anand's book, but I've been waiting to get to it. But I've heard great things.
Mind Master.
Yes, mine. Yes. I've been meaning to read this book.
Amazing. And Hans, for your own chess right now, as it goes through a very critical phase, how are you preparing for it, for the US Championships, for the World Cup?
Yeah.
Are you doing it alone? Do you have a team here who
Yeah.
has come for the US Championships?
No, I certainly have a team, perhaps not physically here, but I think I have a good team of people, training partners around me. I would say that the main focus for me is the World Cup, the freestyle final, and the World Rapid and Blitz. I think obviously my favorite format is Blitz and Rapid and freestyle. So I obviously, even the World Cup format being a knockout, is my first World Cup. So I've never.
Are you qualified for South Africa?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
wow.
yes,
So
yes.
then you have like World Cup, South Africa,
And then the World Rapid.
and then the
Blitz.
World Rapid and
Yeah.
Blitz in Doha.
Well, I'm not playing the Global Chess League, so I'm
Right.
taking some rest. But yeah, that's a lot of big tournaments, formats that I thoroughly enjoy. So, obviously, as a top American player, I want to become the US champion. But
World champion is your.
the world champion is obviously the goal. But it's more so that I want to play very good chess here, and get into a good rhythm that prepares, because there's not that much of a break before Go, right? We finish. The last game was the 25th. There could be a tiebreak the 26th, and then the 27th I have a match against Ding Loren for the Peaches Championship.
Wow.
And then-
Yeah, people were talking about it, that you're going to play Ding.
And then right after that match, I have to fly to Goa.
Mm.
Hopefully, I get my visa soon.
Ah, you haven't got yet.
But, well, they just announced it. It's a bit of an. They just sent the invitation letters. bit of an. My last time going to India, the visa was a complete nightmare. But hopefully, it'll
That
be,
was 2019.
yes, we first interview. Yeah,
The
we're
the
first.
Mumbai World Youth Championships.
Yes. So
Wow.
I have to get to Goa quite early to acclimate and hopefully no food poisoning this time. I'll be more careful with what I eat.
Mm.
And yeah, I've been eating a lot of spicy food here to prepare myself for any food that's
Really? Are you doing
it's
that?
just a joke. It's a
Ah,
joke.
okay.
It's a joke.
Well,
I've just been eating.
you
less
never
spicy.
know, yeah. You might be doing some prep there as well. But what about endgame.ai? I see that you making posts there, looking for talented programmers, developers,
Yeah.
kind
No.
of managing that as well.
Yeah. No. We have a great team that helps manage it. We're expanding the team because we're working on the mobile app now. Because obviously, let's say most serious chess players probably play on their computer, but the larger casual audience mainly plays on their phone. So that's a market we want to break into, and you know, we're going to sign a lot more players and creators and ambassadors quite soon. So, thankfully, I have a good team that helps me manage this because obviously now, the most important thing and the best thing that I can do as an ambassador for the company and brand is to be the best chess player in the world. So, that is my main focus.
And you are always branded,
Yeah.
like you're wearing endgame. So if
Yeah.
when you do well, like for example, you are in Grand Swiss and you beat Yaz Khan in this beautiful game,
Yeah.
it was talked about
Yeah, and the
everywhere.
logos are everywhere. No,
Right.
it's simple. I guess Formula One is the example of how their shirts and logos have. You can't imagine the money people pay for these Formula One cars. You know, they'll spend millions of dollars just for a small logo on a place of the car that no one really notices. So that's obviously a good thing. But yeah, no, I really am looking forward to World Rapid and Blitz because I think that's my best chance to become world champion. The candidates is a random cycle. Like you have 8, not random, but I mean, I really wish that they could go back to a knockout format because 8 players, only one winning. It's quite random in my opinion. But anyways, there's no excuse. You have to. The World Cup is a very fair format. I think. I wouldn't. It's a bit long, you know, to be.
Yeah, it's 27 days in all if you reach the finals.
Yeah, I think it's a bit much, but I think maybe they could just to play any. I saw that Alirez isn't playing because of that, but
Really,
obviously,
he's not playing
that's
because
what
of the length.
even he hasn't played the last 2 years. I personally think it's insane. Like Alirez was the first was to 2800. Is amazing talent, and this is his last chance at the candidates. He's not even playing. It's I don't really understand it.
Yeah.
But
Do you know
yeah.
there are some players who have who consider their chess journey to not be just candidates and world championship. Like for example, we see Wesley. So also many times he's not competing in all those events that qualify you to the candidates and so on. So
Yeah.
it's also a route that some players take.
Yeah, I suppose if you're in the Grand Chess Tour and you get invitations, then you're not as desperate. But in my case, when these are opportunities or a golden chance, I certainly won't miss the opportunity. But yeah, with the rise of Rapid and Blitz and freestyle, it's possible to take that approach. But I don't know. My personal dream is that chess kind of speeds up because
Shorter format, yes.
but 27 days is honestly insane. Like, there's no sporting event that lasts 27 days. Like there's no.
I mean, IPL or cricket does last 2 months but there are, teams don't have to play every day.
Yeah.
Here you have to play almost every day.
Yeah, I suppose if you don't have a playoff, you get a rest day.
Right.
But yeah, I would have. It would have been. I think maybe if they cut it in half, or I think generally chess needs to. I think we have an issue where we have too many different formats. Where you have the World Cup, the Grand Swiss, which is a qualifier for the candidates, which is a round robin, and then a round robin is a qualifier to the match.
Right.
So I think that in tennis you have a great system where they're just pure knockout and that's it. I think chess needs to adopt something like that.
Right. And Hans, you are here at the St. Louis Chess Club, and this is my first time in St. Louis. And I've been enamored by this place. I find this to be something truly unique in the world of chess in terms of the infrastructure, just this World Chess Hall of Fame, this restaurant here, the Kingside Diner. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just filled with chess here.
yeah.
It's so beautiful.
They even
with
had a
some
restaurant in the airport before.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. When I
yeah.
entered, and you can see players like Levon, Fabi, everyone living here. What's your feeling about this entire chess club extension, and how do you see it?
Yeah, I've been coming here actually. I came here for the first time in 2013
Mm.
when he was 14. For There's this amazing initiative that the St. Louis Chess Club I think was a sponsor of, which is called the U.S. Chess School. Maybe it's our smaller version of Waka or that you guys had, and basically they would have these camps, and I remember at these camps you had Wonder Liang, Carissa Yip, all of the top junior talents who you see now at the top were there, and I received a last minute invitation, and it was quite a. I continued going to these chess school camps, and I learned a lot. So I've been playing here for a while. So the expansion is quite nice. We used to play in the Hall of Fame, but it was in the attic. It was quite very nice, but there are no spectators. So hopefully, with more space, we'll be able to accommodate more spectators, and it'll have more ambiance and add more to the game.
Amazing. Well, Hans, there are questions for you. One person has asked, Amog, Hans, you lost about 200 elo in 2014-15. Feb, you gained like 400 elo. What was on your mind at that time? What prep you did? Your mindset?
Yeah, so some of the more extreme time changes were because I had K40. And for example, K40 means that at my current rating, I have K10, which means that the most amount of points that I can gain in one game is 9.2. And the most I can lose is 9.2. With K40, it's 4 times that, so it's quite a volatile rating system. I think because of K40, gained quite a bit of rating. And then I sort of had a series of bad tournaments where I lost a lot. I actually was plateaued around 2300. The main thing was that I was in school, and Gukesh, Noterbeck, Prague, Arjun, like they didn't really have the same schooling. Like they didn't really go to school. Maybe some more, like Keimer probably went more than others, but because of school and because of other things, I played a lot of sports. I wasn't as dedicated to.
But you know, Hans, like even now, like none of them have a company to run.
Yeah.
I mean, you are, I think, charting your own path, no?
Yeah, no, certainly I'm charting my own path, but some things are ideal, some things are not ideal, but I'm quite determined and motivated, and whatever it takes is what will be done. But then even when you're in America, you don't have that many opportunities you could only play within America. I never really traveled much. It's more expensive. I didn't have any sponsorship, so the big breakthrough came when I was older. I matured. I played a lot. I had some good opportunities to play, and then obviously the big breakthrough came when I started traveling Europe, right? And I played all these tournaments. So it was more so good timing and then opportunities coming together. But sometimes things go really well and you know why, right? It's chess is a inexact science.
Now, do you feel like you have now like integrated into the system of chess, and now you have all the opportunities flowing, like in the sense that from being in the FIDE cycle, now this US championships, then you will play the speed chess champion, like you are playing all the big events now.
Well, I still am sort of not really included, or not. I'm not really considered an American chess player at this point, or I'm not treated as such, which is unfortunate.
You are playing the US championships,
Well,
right?
that's because they have to invite me by rating. But any tournament where there's a purely invitation, like where they can choose, they won't invite me, and it's been like that for 3 years, which has been quite disappointing. So in that regard, being it's unfortunate. But I will not let it define my path. Of course, once I get into the Grand Chess Tour, I would consider it myself sort of fully ingrained into the chess elite, and then regardless of what potential blacklisting or grudges people may hold, it shouldn't have an effect, right? So I suppose the most important thing is getting into the Grand Chess Tour, because once you're in the Grand Chess Tour, you have the cycle, and you have freestyle, and you have rapid and blitz, then nothing else really matters. So I would say that
something like what maybe Prague is doing right now. Yeah, like he's playing in the Grand Chess Tour,
Yeah.
freestyle.
I would say the Grand Chess Tour is the premier. I think even the Grand Chess Tour is such an amazing format, right? I'm a huge fan of the format. The final was exciting, like
Because of the rapid and
yeah, it's
blitz
my
and
dream format,
classical.
really. I think that the Grand Chess, if you had to ask me like which format proves who the best players in the world, the FIDE cycle or the Grand Chess Tour, I would say the Grand Chess Tour like 100%. I think I would consider like that a much fairer and meritocratic way to prove who the best chess player in the world is.
So right now with Fabi winning the Grand Chess Tour, you could say that he's the best player
Yes,
in the world right now.
you could easily say that. Because instead of only having a classical tournament, you are testing players in all formats. So while we have the World Championship in classical, rapid, and blitz, he's prevailed in all formats. So in my opinion, if Fabi said I won the Grand Chess Tour, I'm the best player in the world, I wouldn't object. But that would be for the year, right? And someone could beat him the next year, right? But in my opinion, it's a fair system. So that's why I'm very eager to get into the Grand Chess Tour, and I hope that perhaps as the top American talent, I hope opportunities come. But again, it's not. I've learned over the past 2 years that you should not ask for opportunities. You should create them.
You should create your own, which is why
Yes.
you create your own event
Yes,
as well.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
And I don't think you are organizing anything right now. Yeah, you have
No, it's
already
just
your
there are so
hands
many
full.
tournaments, it's
Yeah.
like it's so. Then there was a long break, so I played a lot. But um, if I had a month off, I would definitely organize some matches. But yeah, now there's just so much to do.
Mm. And right now we have this final game of the match going on. I think a very complex game.
Yeah, it's so funny with this queen in the corner. You would assume that.
Black
But
is doing well.
Yeah, but Black's queen isn't exactly. It's when you see it looks like a knight f3 b3 stuff. Knight b4 is a weird.
And now knight takes. Maybe he just takes on b4 and gets perhaps the
Yeah,
center, or
yeah. He takes everything.
he takes
And
on
then,
c5.
the king on d7 is a bit.
Hans, what do you think would be like? Let's say if Gary decides to dedicate all his time to chess, do you think where could he reach? Like, because I was so impressed with his
In
second.
classical or in 960?
Yeah, it's a good question actually, but like maybe just 960. The way he played today was second game. I was impressed.
Yeah.
Very impressed.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I know that the freestyle organizers gave him wildcard to Vegas.
Yes.
So perhaps in the next year, they should give him wildcard, and I think it'd be quite an interesting. It could be a nice documentary, Kasparov returns to the freestyle chess arena. He prepares for months, and I would volunteer as his training partner, of course, and maybe with my with a good training partner, he can make it back.
By the way, what a crazy
Yeah, absolutely
sequence we
insane,
have had here. D takes c5. He took with the bishop on
G3.
g3.
I don't know how you get these ideas. How he gets these ideas? It's like
b4. He takes on f2. d7 takes on g1. But Gary has calculated this through, and I
Queen
think
h2 c6 is not an easy move. And then take, and the point is you go a4 and you're hiding the king on a2.
wow. Well, Vishy takes the pawn on e3 here, but I have a feeling that this
Oh
might
wow,
be
bishop c1, and if takes, you have
queen
queen
f6.
f6.
Or
Queen
even-
d4. Wow.
No way. This is impossible. I mean, if Gary finds this, then he should come back to playing chess full time. Yeah, yeah.
I was wondering that perhaps the reason why Gary did so well here is that obviously historically Gary had an amazing record against Vishy. So although I think that if you look at Vishy, only a year ago he played the Global Chess League, and he did really, really well.
Yeah.
So it's not, it's funny that they're only 6 years apart. I actually thought that they were at least 10 years apart. But I think that there's something about their history as opponents where Gary just has the upper hand because of what
Yes.
happened in New York. Because some
Psychological.
players, I think some players you just have issues against.
Right.
So I think that Gary is still reaping the benefits of his victory. Okay, now maybe I spoke too soon. He's reaping
Yeah,
the
but
benefits
he
of his
already won. I think after
Yeah,
he
after you
won
won, you don't
the
really- yeah, yeah.
match, he's perhaps
lost the intensity.
Yeah, could be. But also, it's nice for Vishy to go back home with 2 wins.
Yeah. No, you always feel better when you end on a victory. But this shows the complexity of this because playing with this queen stuck in the corner is so delicate. Right?
Yeah.
One wrong move and you're stuck at like 95 and you just lose.
Takes here, knight takes f4, takes back with the bishop.
Yeah. Okay.
He goes.
Queen. And now he's sort of out of the woods.
Maybe this could potentially end in a draw as well.
Yeah.
And Vishy is looking confident. Queen h1. Oof, threatening a
Queen
mate
h7.
there. Wow, this is getting intense.
I'm worried. I have a feeling Gary's gonna win.
Yeah,
I have a
Gary-
bad feeling.
I think it's not so easy to play a move here. Maybe king
Oh,
b8.
he almost quit. Okay, wait.
Wait,
Take check c6. It looks so scary.
But I guess he'll have a perpetual. Maybe not. King can hide on a3. So
With the check and then c6. Ah, he has queen c2. He's queen c2. It's a draw. What? No. He played rook
Oh,
e7.
he blundered. He blundered here. Rook takes, queen takes, and now just bishop takes b2.
Queen e2. Yeah.
Oh, queen e2 is just over. Queen e2, he loses the bishop.
So 15, 12. 15. No,
Thir-
13, 11.
11.
It sounds close, It sounds close.
Vishy, yeah,
I
he
wonder how that
spots
works
it.
with the prize money because these last games were really valuable.
Oh, he blunders. He blunders here.
Oh, no.
Oh my god. It's a draw now. But why was queen e2 not a draw and why is queen g2 a draw? Maybe he could escape, yeah?
No, I think that
Oh, he's taken the pawn. Queen c6 back. Vishy gets a chance again. No, he goes queen b6. What a game this is turning out to be. Pure nerves.
but yes, he might go queen c8 again. He has to play queen f8.
What about
The
king
point is
a6?
check
Queen
d3.
d3.
If king no, not again. Come on. Queen f8. Come on.
Oh, he plays this. And now queen comes back. He takes on f5, but
Now the difference is actually super interesting. So you give up the pawn, and now the king actually escapes. Because look here, you have this square.
oh my god. That's so beautiful. And anything can happen here, but of course in time
Bishop
trouble,
c1.
it's too difficult. Oh, and Gary lost on time. So
Wow.
Vishy wins. Wow. Wow. And so there we have it, guys. 13-11. Vishy wins the 2 Blitz games. If only he could have held on to that draw in the second rapid game, maybe he had his chance. But, well, it's the end of a match. And what a beautiful way to end it. Hans, As I said, yeah, since you arrived, both wins for Vishy.
For the next part, I'll be. He knows how to reach me.
Well, but thank you
Yes,
so much
thank you,
for
thank
coming
you.
here, and we wish you good luck for your
Yes.
US championships.
Thank you.
It'll be a very interesting tournament to follow.
Yes, take care. See you. See you. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Guys, that was Hans Neiman, one of the best players in the world of chess, joining us. He is in St. Louis for the US Championships and was kind enough to join us for our commentary. And well, Vishy actually turned it around in the end with 2 wins, and 13-11 is his score. And well, Gary smiling there. He's in good spirits. I think in the end, it's a nice finish in a way that, Vishy got his 2 wins. Gary got his title. So, and they are analyzing here. Yes, winning 3 games on day 1 equals winning just 1 game today. That's what clutch chess is all about. Lightning Kid strikes back. Both played really good, says Arnav Sharma. I agree. I think Vishy played a brilliant game game first of the Blitz, and the second game was also very, very nice. I personally think that the second game was the highlight of this, like the second game of today, the rapid game. It was just too good. That was the game where Gary clinched it, and then of course Vishy played well in both the Blitz games at the end. Iris says, no theatrics, nothing fancy, pure chess, total entertainment. This is the future of chess. That's also very interesting take there. Is the match over or will it continue? It's done, guys. It's done. It's over 13-11 in the favor of Garry Kasparov. And we had 2 guests who were very special who joined us. There was Michael Khodorkovsky, the head of Kasparov Chess Foundation, and also the man behind Grand Chess Tour. And we had Hans Neiman who came in here. Hans is been very kind to join us here, and it was very good. Parv says Vishy had so many chances. I agree, there were many chances, but I think Gary really played well today in games 1 and 2. I think that just changed. And Hans was here, and he was like, okay, if Vishy ever needs me, I'm here to help him. Yeah, always there with his bold takes, Hans Neiman. When is the Chess World Championship? That's next year. Next year, in December maybe. Finally, chess wins, says Anand BK. Thank you, Sagar Bhai, for the commentary, and sorry you couldn't have bhel puri, but I think you can eat it because it ended well. Okay, guys. Maybe. Oh, they are putting back the position because it was so complex. Maybe I can try to make the moves, yeah? I think they are going back to this moment where bishop takes g3 happened. So knight b4, bishop f2. Rook takes d7. Instead of this, Gary suggests some other move. No, he doesn't suggest. He says c6. Play pawn to c6. Take. Bishop g1. Knight c6. Pawn is back on a2. Queen h2. And putting the pieces back. So bishop f2, rook d7, bishop g1. And this is where Garry wants to think. He's like, okay, this is a key moment. Rook g7 happened. Queen h2. Oh, he took here. Instead of this, he's saying queen h2. Maybe the best move. Nice analysis. By the way, I must say that their love for chess is so deep. And then now he comes up with the move bishop d4. Gary's thinking about the move. And Vishy is like, I can take rook e3. What the hell is happening? Bishop e3, bishop e3. They're enjoying themselves. They are enjoying. Oh, queen h6 is what Vishy wants to do. Doesn't want to sack there. Plays queen h6. Rook f7. Bishop e3. c6. And Vishy is like, check is coming. So you can't do that. So Gary's like, okay. He says take on f6 and check, take, take, take. Well, I hope that they don't come back to the board. I mean, I hope they come back, but yeah, this was very nice at the end, guys. This was very nice. Yeah, I'm just going to update the scorecard here. 11 points for Anand, 13 for Garry. Could have been much closer if second game today would have ended differently, but yeah. Yeah, they generally after the match is over, the players take a bit of time and they try to get a bit more friendly with each other because there's no longer this competitive aspect left. Let's put this match in perspective. I personally think if I have to sort of be objective about this match, I must say that Anand missed a few critical moments in this match. He could have very well gotten points on day one where he had two good games, but he lost one and then I think he drew another one. On day two he better close to winning in one game where he lost on time. So all these missed chances led him to today where Garry had a 5-point lead. Game 1, Garry plays an incredible move d4, defending himself. And then in game 2, he plays another incredible move, bishop d3 after 8.5 minutes. And so with all of this, Garry wins the title. And then in the end, yeah, he gets...
And then later when you played b5,
the players just went from here and well, a huge congratulations to Garry and a great fight back by Vishy Anand, scoring 2 wins. But yes, I think huge congratulations for Garry. My favorite game is the second rapid game of today, and Vishy for winning the last 2 Blitz games. Brilliant play. So take care, guys, and are you free? I mean, do you have a?
No, I have to do.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But after you finish this, I can do.
Ah, sure. Okay, guys, I will take your leave and I will see you. I'll do interviews separately and then post it on our channel. Until then, guys, good night. Bye bye.